Ah,
Welcome to the podcast where a group of like-minded nerds play a randomly generated RPG. The Natural One Podcast, where the plot is made up and the hit dice don't matter.
We're in it, boys.
All right, great. So we will begin this episode by joining our intrepid heroes, on the deck of the Osprey, just outside of Lona, the city by the sea, kind of the crown jewel of the Confederacy, like a little bit, if the crown was lopsided and had a volcano on it. I mean, it's a very nice day. You have just come to anchor. It's probably like a mid to late day, and the crew is getting ready to get their money from, what was her name?
Yeah, see, I don't have any notes, so this is...
I believe it was Aoth. Yeah, Aoth is the wizard.
Yeah.
Correct.
And bookkeeper and all things mathematical and mineral and...
Oh, jeez.
is a very modern model of a modern major general.
There we go.
Wasn't going to say anything.
So, what is it you would like to do? So, Barry, this is the...
Finishing that was actually pretty satisfying for me, so thank you for
Good.
that.
I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Yeah.
It's kind of like you need to finish certain things, and that was one of them.
Yeah. I didn't want you to have blue musical balls.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, well, what do you want to do there, B-Man? This is kind of your show.
That's fair. So Barry's actually looking pretty skittish coming into port, and he's gonna pull aside the other three, just kind of quietly under his breath away from the rest of the crew. Say, right, so just as a heads up, I may or may not be wanted in this town currently.
Fantastic. You couldn't have told us that before we pulled into the dock there, Barry.
You don't have to worry about it. As long as I put a disguise on, they won't know who I am.
Fair.
But just to let you know, I might look a bit different for our time here ashore.
Should we be calling you something else? And also, side note, what are you wanted for?
The crime I was accused of was theft.
Oh, okay, that's fine.
that's not that big of a deal.
Yeah,
So what's the crime
was
you
like one of the
actually-
big three. We're good.
The punishment is death.
Oh,
Excuse me. Death for what'd you steal?
I didn't steal anything.
What were you accused of stealing?
I don't even know what was put on the report, but it was done by my father.
The same father that we're trying to sell stuff to. That father?
Aye.
Cool.
Cool.
All
right.
so yeah. Do you want a different name?
One of the duchies of the city, the people that run the show. So he has pull with the city guard.
Okay, but yeah.
He used it as a way to get me out of his hair.
Okay, but how long ago did this happen?
Yeah.
Right before I travelled over to the mainland.
So it's been a while. They're probably no longer actively looking for you.
It's been a few weeks.
Weeks?
Aye.
That's it?
Aye.
This
Okay.
seems like a bad plan.
I don't know.
But okay.
Just change your appearance, and what should we call you?
Mm-hmm.
That's a very good question. Let's go with Edward.
Okay.
Okay, Eddie.
Edwin it is.
Edwina.
Edwet.
Eddard. That's fair. Okay, but wait, what is the game plan here? Because we've talked about murdering somebody, and there was some back and forth on that, and there was also some talk of selling and making a lot of money here, like a lot of money, and then it turned out that the person that we were selling to and the person that we were apparently going to murder is the same person. And that really puts a kink in my getting rich plan, because it's really hard to get rich when the guy giving you the money is the same guy you're stabbing in the face.
Well, not if you do it in the right order.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to get at. if we handle this properly, we might be able to do both. Also, is murdering really what we want to do?
Is the death sentence not something given out to murderers?
Yeah,
Is-
accused and tried murderers.
Yeah.
We are not judge and jury.
In a fair system, you won't find that here in Lona.
I'm with Barry on this one.
Of course
The
you
dude's
are.
evil. We
Yeah.
kill him.
Okay. Yeah, I'm more of a, not cause problems, don't get caught in a rich guy's house pounding his head in with a hammer kind of guy. But I
I don't
mean,
have a hammer.
Says the guy holding a hammer.
Who did beat a guy's head in our
Yeah,
first
first time we met him.
Hello, I'm
30
Crunch.
seconds after we met him.
Oh, hey.
there was a layer there of I was getting physically assaulted, and as
Were
opposed
you?
to
I think other people were.
that's also
You
fair.
were fine.
That's also fair. But this person is, tell you what, if he tries to murder somebody in front of me, I will cave his head in. Boom.
This
Super
man's
dead.
goal in life is to end mine.
Okay, so switch in front of him, then I'll cave him in.
Uh,
Also,
Nate, like as soon as Sirius says that, Nate just like puts his head in his hands, face palming.
I'm worried, obviously this person is high up in the city, and I'm worried that it's going to be very difficult to meet him, kill him, and get out of here without getting the death sentence.
Well, I mean, I can potentially pull some strings. I am actually a knight at this point, so I might have some standing
Yes,
depending
you're the
on
Knight
how
of the Alliance, this is the Confederacy, so I think you're boned.
It might have some pull. I don't know. I was knighted yesterday.
I promise you it doesn't.
Excellent.
So he's a knight of the Children of the Storm. So you're not members of the Alliance. So like the Alliance is a military in and of itself, and then there's a faction that is just a bunch of people, and that's what you belong to, Nate.
But I mean,
Excellent.
I get that, but he's obviously more closely associated with the Alliance and that part of it than he is with anybody involving the Confederacy, is what I'm assuming, right?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. So, okay, that's fair. That's what I was trying to get at. As in, they might be like, and then just hang you.
Thanks for coming out, Crunch.
Yeah, exactly. So, Barry, what I'm trying to say here is, let's feel out the situation before we start causing ourselves issues with staying alive.
Oh, I have no problem with that.
Okay. I just need to know
plan.
if we run into this person, you're not going to go into a blind rage and get us all killed. And I don't mean that like, oh, people are going to kill us. I mean, we'll kill him. There's no way to get out of the city. We're caught, and then we're killed, because that is not my favorite way to die.
I'll stop him if he does.
Do you have a favorite way to die?
Preferably in battle, yeah.
That's in a
okay.
battle.
That's more getting hung.
Not if you fight back when they're trying to catch you.
True. I should rectify that. A fair battle.
All right, Edward. So this is your city. What are we doing here?
And first things first, the crew has to get paid.
Well, I think they're being paid by.
Yeah, like they're in the
yeah,
process
they're
of
fine.
being paid.
I just like look over for
Yeah.
Aoth, and I like make sure she's like handing out coin.
Yeah.
Is she?
And it's just little bags of coin going out based off of, I think the amount was already deducted from your treasury, so.
I don't think it was.
Okay, well
Okay.
then deduct it then.
How much?
Oh no, we had this all written down. God damn it. It was 9 copper pieces a day for regular service, right? 6 for food and 5 for pay. It's been 5 days. And also 5 silver for all
It was
professional people, which are
I
our
wrote
5.
down how much it costs per day. 1 sec.
yeah, for the officers. It was 10 gold pieces per day to pay all the officers, 1 gold piece per day for all the crew,
Yeah.
and 2 gold pieces per day for the food.
It was 12.2 gold pieces a day to run the ship.
Yep.
Okay.
I'll just deduct that, don't worry.
Okay, it's
So
been
we're-
5
that's
days, right?
Okay.
I'm assuming
Okay,
she's
so-
got to come up to you and get the cash from you, or you'll have to bring her down and give her the cash. But we can just say, for the sake of expediency, that is done.
61 gold. It's okay. We still have 607.
We have 3 art pieces, each worth 25 gold pieces.
You have those two, and a few gems left.
Like, we're fine for money right now.
We could be much more finely.
Well, this is the place to do it. With the arc that we have, we can sell it for a good price.
Didn't Smoke say she knew this guy?
Hmm.
She had a way of getting to him to sell it.
Yeah. So maybe she could be our in, and then we can get in, and then we can feel out the situation, sell the stuff, get the money, and then scout it out, scout out the whole area, and get if there's a guard shift, and then if we're gonna come back and do we're not very stealthy, but if we were gonna do that, we could sneak back in at night and kill him when he's sleeping.
I'm going to say that I'm not okay with breaking the law in that way.
Me neither, but I was just
Why
trying to be
not?
motivational.
What kind of law? I'm not really good with the law stuff. I wasn't really around laws a lot. But part of that was breaking the law.
When you murder somebody in their own home in a city, they'll kill you for that.
But you challenge the person first, right? You don't just kill them in their sleep.
It's a lot easier if you just kill them in their sleep.
Well, no,
In
that's
either-
not good.
In either case, it's against the law.
Why?
Both
Breaking
are.
and entering is against the law.
There's a lot of layers here.
Oh man, I'm not used to this city stuff.
It's very complicated. It's not my favorite. Also, it's why we have to be really careful because we got a lot of good stuff going on right now, and we don't need to screw it up by getting entangled in some sort of murder revenge plot that's going to get us all killed.
I'd like to point out that we have something that he presumably wants. One
Oh,
of
yeah.
the most.
Yeah, Barry.
I was referring to the Ark.
I mean Edward.
The arc he needs.
Hmm.
This
Yeah,
man is
he-
a powerful wizard who means to end my life from a distance.
Hmm.
So if we sell him this thing, will that make his job easier?
I don't know.
Do I care?
Does Edward care?
I
Hmm.
Okay. Well, I mean, if there's the potential that this is going to make his job, if his one goal is to end Edward's life, and this is going to make Edward's life less or more likely to end, we really shouldn't be selling it to him.
But it's a lot of money. And if it's it's 1% more likely to kill him, it's like $7,000.
Are you honestly saying that some amount of gold is worth more than Barry's life?
There's a certain number that's probably worth more than my life, yeah.
No,
Zan, you don't understand, man.
not really. But gold doesn't seem that valuable. Lives are much more valuable.
Zan,
I agree with
the
that.
most valuable thing is literally gold. Ask any king if his gold is more valuable than the lives of his people. If he's telling you the truth, he's going to tell you the gold is.
But if you ask him if his life is more valuable
Hmm.
than the amount of gold he has, he's going to tell you his life.
mean,
Exactly.
maybe.
I think that regardless of what we do, we need to make the decision that protects Barry.
Edward.
Edward. Thank you.
All right, Care Bear. So we can't sell him this then without him getting more powerful and murder stabbing you? Is the gist of what I'm getting?
it very well could.
We just don't know.
Okay, so we probably can't even sell this in the city because he's just going to end up with it. My character looks visibly sadder.
You can sell it in the city as long as it is not to him or any of the people that work under him.
But wouldn't they just sell it to him?
At the markup, 100%, yeah. Well, this is a sticky pickle.
I think that this is one of those things that if Edward's okay with selling it, then we just have to be okay with selling it to who he's okay selling it to in this place. Otherwise, we can go somewhere else and sell it.
It's a 50% markup.
Yep.
We're trying to run a business.
I'm trying to keep us alive.
I was trying to skirt the line and do both. I mean, you know where I stand. It's a lot of money. It would pay the crew for the foreseeable future. It would feed us handsomely. It would make our lives a lot easier. Also, Barry, I'm sorry, I know this is kind of teetering with your life, but I mean, it's up to you, buddy.
It also gets us a meeting with him.
Yes, it does. It does get us a meeting with him. It gets us inside the building. It gets us close to him, and we can see what's going on. How is he? You said he was a wizard?
Aye.
Is he a strong wizard, or like a medium wizard, or like, oh, I can do a cantrip?
He's a strong wizard. You mentioned
so he's
before about
totally going to know that you're
guard
disguised.
rotation in his house.
Okay, well, he's totally knows that you're going to be disguised, so there's absolutely no point of bringing you there because he's going to be like, hey, what's up, Barry? Lightning bolt.
That seems like it's likely the case.
Yeah, sweet. Okay, so then we go without you?
This is awesome.
I cannot be there for that.
But then we die.
Why would you die in the middle of a business transaction?
Because he would try and kill you, and then I would have to, Zan and me would have to be like,
This
oh
is
great, now we gotta kill you.
Yeah. This is just to get you inside to see what it's like on the inside. I haven't been there in a long time. It might have changed.
That's fine, but if you come in and we meet him with you, he's gonna be like, what's up, and kill you.
That's why I said I'm not going.
Oh, see, I didn't hear that part. That was what I was trying to say. I was gonna say, have fun on the boat.
I won't be on the boat, but I won't be with you when you go to meet him.
Okay, because if Smoke knows him, she's our in. We'll go. We'll tell him we got the good stuff. We'll bring him the good stuff. We'll get that cash. We'll survey the area. We'll make sure Zan and everybody. We'll make sure that Nate's looking with his scope goggles and he's getting everything laid down and ready to go. And then we'll come back, meet up with you, and we'll tell you what's up. And then if you're like, I still want to kill him, I'll be like, no, and then we'll leave.
No. Up until last fucking day.
Good try, Captain.
Seemed like the most logical answer to me, but that's fine.
It's not always the right answer.
I mean, I'm okay with most of that. So
Mm-hmm.
like, basically, I'm okay selling it to him so long as Edward is okay selling it to him. If everybody's okay with that, great. Let's go ahead and sell it to him.
I am super okay with that.
I couldn't care either way.
You are the worst / best banker ever.
I don't really understand money mostly, so
It's perfect. You can't
Which
steal
is why
it.
he's the best banker.
it just gets me ale, and that's the best part.
See? Think of all the ale you could have. Anyway, it doesn't matter. You're outvoted. We're doing it anyway.
I think Edward has the strongest vote, so.
I agree.
We also have the option of finding another buyer.
Yep.
Eh.
You're just looking for the easiest way out.
No, I'm looking for the best way to get a 50% markup on the crap that's already really expensive.
The long and the short of it is, if we don't stop this man, in some way or another, I will die.
I'd really rather you don't die. I have come to like having you around.
I concur.
Is there like a set time on that?
He's working towards a project that its culmination will be my death.
And we got like a couple weeks, or we got like, it's a couple years, and if I give him the arc, it's like, oh, it's a month shorter, and it's not a big deal. Or
I'm
is
not
it like,
I don't know.
okay, sweet. Also, what project ends in your death there, Barry boy?
Some spell he's working on. He needs art for it. He's reaching beyond his current
Kill
power.
you? Oh, now I can't even sell him a stupid arc, you dick.
We can find another buyer. When I left this town, I had contacts. They helped me get out unscathed.
Fine. We could
They
also
know
just
the lay of the land. They can help direct us the best way to sell this.
okay. Let's sit down and really think about this, like legitimately. Is it worth endangering you being here to sell the arc, or would it be more worth to go sell it somewhere else, safe, out of here?
it's difficult to answer that question in the right way, because if we wait, he'll get it somehow.
I agree. It's a bit of a, like I said, sticky pickle. I don't know. I don't know what the right answer to this question is, really. I don't know how much I want to get into a real fisticuffs brawl with a wizard that has some sort of spell that he's been building and using Arc to power. Seems like a bad decision for staying alive, but also I understand that this is like a ticking clock, and then when this is finished, if he finishes it, who knows, he might fucking not finish it. If he does, it somehow insta kills you from like a... Is he like sacrificing you to something, or is it some sort of... Is there like a layer of that, or...
From what I've been able to uncover, it's a powerful spell that will allow him to alter reality.
Sweet. Now we actually have to kill him. Okay. All right. Zan, you're probably right the whole time. This is a bit of a runaround. Now we actually have to kill this guy.
See?
Yeah, okay. Well, Barry, if you were just more upfront, we wouldn't have to have this whole conversation. I would have just been on your side from the beginning. Okay. What are we going to do now? Yeah, but... See... Yeah, but... Yeah. All right. Yeah, I was being a dick. I'm sorry. It's a lot of money, guys. And when you have that much money, you have the power to do things that you need to do and to control things and control situations. You can't get revenge, you can't get your vengeance unless you have the power to do so. And in order to get the power, honestly, in this world, you need the money. You need the gold.
No, you just need the power.
I agree with that, Zan. You just need the power.
You're thinking way too short-sighted.
This will get us still a good amount of power. I agree it's not the 50% markup, but we can still get a good price for the Arc we have.
That's fair. But
Barry, sorry, Edward, where do you say that your contacts are? Are they here?
They're here in town.
Let's go talk to them.
Yeah, that seems
to some people.
Nate always seeing the clearest answer. Again, I think you're right. I think maybe get a feel for what's been going on since you've been gone, what's happening now. If they know anything about what this guy is doing, I think you're definitely right.
Yeah, let's take some time and we'll think about things, and we can actually. That's not my.
I'm not. I'm a feeling guy, not a thinking guy.
I get you.
Yeah.
But best thing we can do in this circumstance is augment our feelings.
You're right. No, and honestly, you're right. The logical answer is to not jump over the deep end and go rushing to this guy's house. Figure out more of it first.
Well, exactly. Let's go talk to Edward's contacts, and let's find out a bit more about the lay of the land, just in general. Like,
yeah.
For all we know, because theft is punishable by death here. Apparently, that's ridiculous.
It depends on who you steal from and what you steal.
Okay, so rule of law is not a thing. Lovely.
Rule of law is a thing, but around here the only law is the golden law. Those with the gold make the law.
Like I said, rule of law is not a thing, and it makes me very, very upset.
Okay. Zan, what do you think?
I concur.
All right.
Yeah, no, let's go visit the contacts.
Okay. Do you guys want to bring smoke with us? Yes, no?
I'm going to cut in.
Go for it.
So, Barry, can I get you to roll 2 20-sided dice? And Don't add them together. Just tell me one, then the other. And we're going to randomly generate the tavern that they're probably in.
First one is a 8.
Okay.
17.
Jesus. How do you keep doing this? Okay, so the tavern is called the Howling Satyr.
That's awesome.
Amazing.
That's awesome.
Nice.
That's like, I'm assuming that's where Barry would meet his contacts, is what we're saying?
Yes.
Okay.
They're most likely at the Howling Satyr. So we should head there, see if we can find them.
Okay, do you have disguise self, or do you gotta actually like draw a mustache on your face?
I'm going to head down below and do a quick makeup tutorial.
Nice.
What's up, Queens?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
what do you roll for? Like, is it deception or?
Do you have a
no,
disguise kit?
So you need a disguise kit.
Which I have.
Yeah, and then it gives you basically your proficiency bonus on top of your dexterity or intelligence, kind of like whichever one you feel. And then usually that ends up being pretty close to setting what the DC will be in order to peer through your disguise. The DC has circumstantial modifiers, so anybody who knows your face, like just subtracts whatever the DC you set is. But any of the tools, like your disguise kit and thieves tools, for example, are dexterity-based tools.
Okay. So it's a roll plus proficiency plus dex.
Yeah. So basically +6.
Oh shit. Here's hoping I roll well. Woo! 18. So that's 24.
Okay.
Nice.
Barry comes up a completely different person.
Who the hell is this guy?
He doesn't come up a completely different person, but it's just tough to tell that it's Barry under that. Barry, I feel like you're a very like pale gentleman who's working towards a rouge complexion with all the time that you've been getting in the sun. You've just kind of like heavily darkened certain edges. So your face looks more angular rather than the kind of flowing half-elf face that everyone is used to. To be like, you look like just a dirty human. No one can really tell. And you've scrounged up a hat or something like that, and you throw it over your head, and that hides the very vaguely pointed ears that you have, combined with, I don't know, do you put an eye patch on? Do you find some glasses? What else do you use?
Mustache, curly mustache.
Okay, for sure. You get a mustache. Is it like a waxed, like sailor, like a pugilist mustache?
No, not quite waxed, but bushy.
Okay. You break off some bristles off of a broom and you glue it to your face. And now you see, what was your name again? Andrew?
Edward.
Perfect.
Great.
Perfect.
Right, I am good to go. Let's head out to the Howling Satyr.
So you guys are on the deck of the Osprey when Smoke on the Water approaches and takes a serious moment to look at Barry and is like, I'm sorry, I don't believe we've met and you're not a member of the crew. How the fuck did you get on here?
Right, sorry lass, forgot to let you know, I might have to keep a bit of a low profile while we're here alongside.
And it kind of dawns on her and she goes, well done. That's some handy work, that.
He'll bow.
Well, if you're proceeding ashore, I can rig the hatchling for departure. I will have the watch, I suppose, while you are away.
Do we want to bring her? Or are we going to meet? Well, we'll just go without her now and meet your contacts. And if we end up going to actually meet the guy, we'll bring. I guess I'm like, Smoke. Do we know this guy's name? I'm sorry, I don't have any of my notes.
You do know the member's name, Varys Illwinter.
I'm going to ask her directly if she knows him.
Oh, no, I don't. The Lords of Lona have a tendency to keep to themselves. There are many representatives, though. There's several arcane shops. I believe his wares are quite in demand. He turns planks of wood into planks of silver. So typically any jewelers will end up being owned by House Zamander, which is the house that Illwinter owns.
Okay, good to know. Fair enough. That sounds not good for us. All right, well, I guess we'll depart then. Is that what we're doing?
Hey.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's go. We'll jump into the hatchling and
yeah, there's
row.
four beefy boys on that boat. So I'm not even gonna make you roll. So you can tell by the map that I have deposited into the Facebook chat.
Yep.
Lona is very big. Imagine the inner portion of the wall being kind of crowded merchants and mansions and apartments, and then the outside of the wall is just kind of like a city that has spilled over its borders. So you're going to drive straight into the wharf that is there, in between several anchored vessels, and you can already see a smaller rowboat proceeding towards the Osprey to talk anchorage fees as you guys row your boat ashore. You kind of find a little dinghy dock where all the other rowboats are stationed, and no real issue. You tie it alongside, and it is held well. You're now ashore in Lona. Lona's wharf district is crammed with people and color, light, sounds, and smells. The walls are often decorated, so while there may be massive buildings, the walls are decorated in murals, or some sort of wayward artist has taken it upon themselves to attempt to bring down the local constabulary. Some of them are murals dedicated to lost dukes. Some other walls are dedicated to kind of satirizing facial features. Barry, you in fact notice one mural where it's actually the four major houses, the current lords of each of those houses, in a satirical kind of Mad Magazine way of them interacting, and the one that depicts your father is transmuting like a wooden plank into a portion of silver as there's gold coins in his eyes. He's essentially being called out for being incredibly greedy. Docked, you see a fair number of fairly massive ships. One or two merchant ships, a couple from the Confederacy, and you see one or two of the larger docks opened, like just available for for parking, essentially. And then Lona itself is available for exploration. If Ark is the soul of the Confederacy, Lona is most definitely its heart. It kind of is a mix mash of industry layered on top of culture and art. So you hear sailors singing working songs, and then there's a couple of buskers out by the docks who are trying to get some money off of some of the dock workers who they've spent their entire afternoon working away while the buskers were playing songs without anyone asking them to. You are on the docks, and the day is yours.
Barry, which way to the Howling Satyr?
It's a bit up from the docks, but not too far. So Barry will start leading them towards where the Howling Satyr is located.
Okay. So, the Howling Satyr is kind of like a smaller pub that is built into a large, sprawling apartment section. Excuse me. You kind of have to imagine one massive long building if you just kept stretching it out. So this entire block is one long building, and it's clearly like there's shops on the bottom, and then up on top of it is where people live. The smell of the sea seems to dissipate just slightly as you kind of wander through the gathering crowds of people moving through near the end of the workday. But you find the Howling Satyr, and Barry, you hear very, very, very familiar music playing from the inside.
So he'll smile a bit as they get closer, and this music is getting more and more clear to his ears.
So for everyone else, the music is it's a quartet. There's are four very distinct voices that have all kind of layered upon themselves to sing a song, particularly about Lona and how it is maybe less than nice to its lower class. Imagery of it being a very challenging place to live in, and kind of a cyclical cycle of abject poverty that begets abject poverty.
Whack. I'm just gonna head right in.
Okay. So the four of you guys enter, and there's a small gathering of about 20 to 30 people-ish. It's some people who knocked off work early in order to come down. And on the small raised stage, there are 4 dwarves. One dwarf kind of hammering away on a drum. Another one playing a lute. Another one, kind of like a larger, like if there was a bass lute, it would be that. And then a squat female singer. All of them completing their song as Barry comes in. Do 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 da da da. And the one playing the guitar kind of squints as you guys come in, and then I guess kind of like shakes his head as if to say no, it couldn't possibly be. And then they finish their song, and the female kind of says, "Thank you. You may deposit your gold coins down here, please, gentlemen. It's been an honor and a pleasure. We'll take a wee bit of a break, and then we'll be back in about 15 minutes for another song." So the 4 of them kind of put their instruments down, and then they head over to the bar where they immediately scull their waiting drinks and then demand another.
So Barry's going to walk up to the bar and order an ale. And as he's taking a sip from it, look to the crew that just finished playing and said, "Oh, that wasn't bad."
"Oh, you like that? You're a patron of the arts." And the female kind of like stumbles a little bit over towards you. And as she gets closer... No, still can't see it. It kind of like extends her mug to clink yours as the bartender is handing it towards you.
So he'll return that clink and say, "You could say I'm a patron of the arts. So when I was younger, there was one who tried to teach me the ways, but I don't know, she never could get it right. I can't quite remember her name. It was Christrid something.
Hey,
Drakehelm.
That's my name."
And so Barry will lean in close so it's a little bit hushed. The rest of the crowd can't hear it. Say, "Aye, I know it is."
And she, like, it takes her a second. She's a little fuzzy. And then kind of goes, like, hushed, kind of whispers into your ear, "You're supposed to be dead, my boy."
"Well, I'm not dead yet."
"This most definitely is not the time nor the place to be having this conversation. We have a wee bit of a night ahead of us, so stay low, keep your head down, and when we're done here, we'll catch up."
Aye, sounds like a plan.
Right. And kind of like spins around and gathers up the 4, and they have a huddle, and there's a whispered conversation before all 4 of them look back at Edward. And then they, like, the one that was playing the guitar is like, nice. And then they all kind of, like, head back over to the stage where they pick up their instruments and begin to, pluck a tune. They're pretending to tune it, using the music to tone out the noise of them talking while they figure out what the hell just happened. So the 4 of you are inside the Howling Satyr, just kind of like in and around the gathering people there, and I assume the 4 of you are at the bar?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And
Yeah, sure.
would have ordered a drink.
Oh, yeah. Totally.
Okay, so you all get drinks, and it's, like 1 silver piece for the lot. So you can deduct it from whoever has the treasury.
You got that, Zen?
Yeah.
Is there anything you want? Like,
I think we're down. The whole idea is we have to wait, right?
Yeah, so Barry will say this without his accent still. Just say, yep, so I spoke with the band, and we're just going to have a little chat with them once they're done their set here tonight.
Okay, well then I guess we'll just hang out, enjoy the atmosphere, have a couple drinks.
Is there
Okay.
anything else that we want to do?
No, this is Barry's jam. If we gotta wait, we'll wait.
Well, yeah.
Okay.
I'm not against sitting around having a few brews with the boys.
Works for me.
Okay, so you sit and enjoy the show, and they begin to spin a folk tale about a lost love. This is an opportunity for you guys. Like, are you just gonna, the four of you, sit very quietly waiting?
I mean, we could roleplay now, or if you guys want to just expediency, we could just be like, and we sat around and we cut to when we have to talk to them. What do you guys want to do?
I'm good to cut.
Yeah, I don't have anything drastic I need to say. We had a pretty good back and forth earlier. I don't have much to say to you guys.
Okay.
We've been
Yeah, Zan wouldn't start a
heavy for the
conversation.
last couple episodes.
Yeah.
Okay. Hold on. We're not gonna cut to that because I'm gonna do something else instead.
Oh, okay. You're on fire.
And two people enter. It's weird. They have swords and they just start cutting down people.
Call back.
Man, that would be one hell of a way to bring that around. No, we're not going to do that. Okay. So a couple of hours pass, and one half-elf in particular seems to be paying very close attention to the four of you, almost as if to, like, summon up the courage to come by. Now, Barry, can I get you to roll a perception check, please?
Just drop a bunch of pots and pans down the stairs, actually, instead. That's perfect.
Yeah.
Shit,
no.
wait. I had to find my modifier for perception. 23.
You recognize this half-elf. She's a particularly talented thief, and she's summoning up the courage to try and pilfer the obviously loaded with treasure fanny pack that Zan is wearing.
So I'm gonna lean over to Xanaruk and just kind of whisper in his ear, keep a tight hand on that coin purse. I recognize a crowd who's known to have light fingers.
What?
He's
Oh,
trying to steal from you, Zan.
which one?
And so I'll subtly point out this half-elf in the crowd.
Okay,
I stand up and
Give-
walk towards her.
hold on.
I knew this was coming.
Okay, so Barry, I need you to roll deception to subtly indicate to someone without them realizing.
18.
Yeah, fine. Good. So, Zan, you clock this, like a 26, 27-year-old half-elf who has kind of played up the fact that she's rather poor, and you kind of just, like, push the table out of the way and walk over to her, and her
I
eyes...
immediately stand up. I'm like, no, 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 no.
So she stands up, and then as she stands up, two gentlemen who over, like, a couple of seats away also stand up, and the two gentlemen, like, head towards them, and then there ends up just being this big, like, you all kind of collide, I assume. So the two gentlemen pretend like they didn't see you. They bump into you. There's a whole bunch of crazy shit that's happening. Hands and feet are going everywhere. There's a drink that gets spilt. Somehow some of it gets splashed over onto the table. The bar kind of is like halfway looking. And then while that happens... Hey! What's your passive perception there, my man?
12.
Okay, great. The half-elf falls. And, like, lands on the ground, and the two dudes are like, oh my god, I'm so sorry, are you okay? And she's crying, and she's just like, I just want to get out of here, I was having a quiet drink, and this guy tried to assault me, and I'm done, I'm out of here.
I'm gonna pick her up by her throat.
Okay.
Yep. I was gonna do something too, so that's fine.
Roll to attack grapple.
Cool. Oh yeah, that's 19 plus 7. It's athletics, right?
Yeah.
So 26.
So you managed to very kind of quickly snatch her by the throat area, and the bar like immediately stops to look over and see what's going on. I think at this point we're gonna do initiative.
Before this happens, I'm gonna cast command on one of the guys, and I'm gonna tell him to actually, I'm gonna tell him to grovel.
Okay, that's cool. I'm still gonna make you all roll initiative.
Okay.
Cool.
I have dice now.
Oh, nice.
Nice. 18.
Wow.
I have nowhere to roll them.
10.
Oh, that's good. 15.
Spencer?
6.
Okay. So Zan goes first.
Perfect. So I'm going to be holding her, and then I'm going to tell her, I've heard thieves get death sentences in this town. Why were you trying to steal from me?
And she's trying to talk, but you are currently crushing her larynx.
Yeah.
So we'll go to Sirreus.
I am going to cast command at the first level at one of the guys, and I'm going to say, I have 3 options. I'm going to tell him to, just tell him to halt. He has to stay right there and can take no actions.
Okay, what's
the
my wisdom saving throw? Okay, a 4.
Yeah, he fails.
Okay, so he just like stops and then is staring, and that's all he does. So the one guy who's gonna keep going is going to attempt to get there. However, it is Barry's turn.
Well, there's no, besides Xanaruk grabbing someone by the throat, there's been no overt violence, I guess?
They blatantly robbed Zan. He probably doesn't have any money on him right now.
But we don't know that they actually robbed him.
No, but I think that was the gist of what was happening in the kerfuffle.
That's true, so
let's not metagame too hard there, gentlemen.
Sorry. Yeah, fair enough.
Like, none of us saw them actually steal shit.
I'll go with my first instinct, which was to go up to Xanaruk and just kind of grab his arm and be like, okay, hold on, nothing happened yet. It was only intent.
Okay. All right. And then we'll go to Nate, because I rolled abysmal on my initiative.
My 4 beat him, or 6, whatever it was.
Yep.
I would have been doing the same thing. I would have gone to Zan and be like, dude, what are you doing?
Okay.
Can I make a perception check to see? I have no idea she's a thief. I didn't catch. I wasn't initially told, so I have no idea what's going on.
Okay, but I mean, you could also be rolling perception just to see what the fuck is happening.
Okay, then I'll do that.
Okay.
That is 21.
She has a palm full of gold pieces.
Bonus action to make a perception check.
Yeah, sure.
Cool. I'll just I'll just take her by the hand and then just like kind of force those gold pieces to drop.
Okay. So there's like 5 gold pieces that fall out of her hand and they clatter onto the ground. And she's desperately she's clawing at Xanaruk's hand in order to breathe. Zan, I'm gonna contest your grapple and attempt to escape.
Uh-oh. That was only 11.
So I beat you with a 15. And she, using Xanaruk as a springboard, runs one foot up off his knee and then brings the other foot up inside and pushes off, breaking the grip, and then kind of backflips onto the ground and then books it out the door. So she uses her action to break the grapple and then uses her bonus action to dash and bailed out of there and is gone into the street.
Could I have opportunity attacked? I'm not going to.
Yes, because there wasn't a disengage.
I'm not going to. I just wanted to know I could.
Grapple. No, can you? No, just a physical hit.
Well, so to break a grapple is like an action. So the reaction would still be that she is leaving his threatening square. So he could like punch her in the back of the head if he wanted.
No.
Okay, great. Well, the thief is gone, so now there's two gentlemen. One of them who is stuck in place, and the other one who's seeing the thief leave goes, "I'm done. I'm good. I don't need any more." So I think we'll drop the initiative order there.
I'm gonna immediately be like, Zan, how much money are you missing?
I'll just scoop up the five gold that drops to the ground.
Quick maths.
Quick maths. Is he missing more, or is it just the 5 gold?
No, it was just the 5 gold.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna. That guy can be. I think command wears off now.
Yeah, for sure. And then if you're like, you may go, then the two gentlemen are just like, well met.
We'll do insight check, see if they were part of like a
Sure, man, go for it.
multi-person thieving attempt, as it were.
Yep.
21.
They both are, for sure. So that was a fairly common practice in Lona, is that they'll have someone probably looking to make the lift while the other two ran like a deception play. So they wanted to get in the way, make your attention away from wherever your coin purse was, and then the thief was going to come in and lift it. So you stood up and immediately interacted, forced her hand, she stood up, attempted to do something, and then the other two gentlemen tried to screen her, and it just didn't work out.
I'll hand the 5 gold back to Zanruk.
Thanks. So, should we go after her?
I think
Probably pretty far away already. We can kill these two, though.
the street
No.
is pretty rough as it is. She'll get.
Or we could just drink.
They
after
didn't
you.
do anything.
They're complicit. They were helping her.
Oh,
Let them go. Let's have our beer.
fine.
I'm gonna stand up in front of them and be like, if you want to live, leave now. And I'm gonna use thaumaturgy to raise the pitch of my voice, like make it really loud.
So raise the pitch or increase the volume? Because
Increase the volume, sorry.
raise the pitch is like, get out of here, you damn fool!
The opposite. Like, really, really loud.
The
Like,
biggest, angriest chipmunk.
yeah, the opposite of that.
Alvin! Alright, that was a deep reference. I don't know if any of you got that.
Yeah, I got that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Alvin and the Chipmunks? Alright.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Let's... Okay, so you use thaumaturgy and you drown out the music that was playing, and everyone, all 28 people in the bar now, like, look over at you guys, as the two gentlemen with all the attention focused on them just kind of like tip their hat and go good day and leave.
Oh, no intimidation? Damn, it was good enough.
Yeah, we don't need to. You commanded one, lifted one off the ground by the throat. I think that's fine.
And then yelled very loud at them. Yeah, I
Yeah.
guess that's fair.
Yeah. So the four bards are like, and a 1, and a 2, and a 1, 2, 3, 4, and they get back into it, and it's they're just like, okay, we need you to pay attention to us now because we're trying to make money.
I just go back and sit in my chair and just start
Yeah.
drinking my drink again.
I was already walking back to the drink.
Okay, great. So it seems like after that brief altercation, you spend the remaining couple of hours just sitting and enjoying the ambiance as another colorful cast of characters kind of enter and exit the Howling Satyr. There really is no general pattern to the types of people. You see, a pair of like one black and one red dragonborn come in and they sit down and they have soot marks all over their face and they've clearly been working all day. There's a gang of half-elves, elves, and humans who all sit down, and it seems like it's a family that's out to enjoy the musical tastes of these 4 dwarf bards. And the night carries on with everybody just generally having a very subdued time, every once in a while casting glances to the 4 super beefy boys in the back who almost throat slammed someone, and then they ran out. So we will cut to kind of the closing time, around 10:30, 11 o'clock at night, when finally the female singer goes, and that's it for us, ladies and gentlemen. You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. Tip your waitress. We'll be here all week. And there's like some slight applause as they pack their shit up and everybody kind of leaves. And then eventually the bar owner like motions over to the leader of the band, and you can see her say, "Oh no, laddie, they're fine. They're with us. If you don't mind, just take the rest of the day off, and we'll shut down for you. It isn't the first time." So the bar owner's just like, "Okay, see you later," and then just leaves and throws the keys over to the female dwarf, and she kind of closes and locks the door, and then the four of them join you at your table and kind of look at Barry rather expectantly and go, "So, what have you been up to, mister?"
Right, well, first of all, it's you four are a sight for sore eyes. It has not been easy since I left.
Sounds like it. You seem to have fallen in with some pretty decent company.
I really lucked out with who I happened to find on the road.
Well,
it wasn't after I made landfall on the mainland that I found these people.
Oh, well, that's handy. It's been a little adventurous since you've been gone. I don't really know where to begin. Besides the fact that you're a wanted man now, 5,000 gold pieces they're offering for you. You can't even believe that. Just
I
you.
choke on my drink and it literally comes out of my nose.
I don't know what you did in there, but Lord Illwinter is putting out a whole lot of money to bring you back in, my boy. What did you see? I don't get it.
I don't know if I can fully explain what I saw. I went to his house, I broke in, I wanted to talk to him. He's my father. But he'd have none of it.
Mm.
I've tried over the years to talk to him, but he just won't talk to me. And the last time I was there, I saw just reams of paper with calculations and weird scribblings. And a lady who... she wasn't dead, but she wasn't alive.
Well, it's worth an awful lot to him, so it's best you keep that disguise on while you're here in Lona, at least until we get this all sorted out. So, you left for a reason. I suppose it makes sense that you're back now for a reason.
I have reason to believe that whatever he's working on is going to end up with my death.
Okay. Yeah, that's a good reason to come back. Are you looking to make another run at it?
Aye.
Okay. I will hand it now over. I think Morgren, this is your side of the house. And then a dwarf, over on the other side, he's the guitar player, fairly lithe for dwarf standards, nimble fingers. Kind of leans in and goes, "Okay, now we used a fair bit of our life savings in order to get you out of town. So for us to rebuild the resources that we had when you first broke into that house that's a substantial ask. We'll begin by, for sure, the key is different now. So even to get into the damn thing, you're going to need a new key. The whole guards probably have been fired. And on top of all of that, you still haven't told us what was on the inside. So no one's really sure what it is to expect. The brokers are not going to look very favorably on me going back asking for more information. So you may have to do some legwork on this one there, fellas.
We have an inn. We have a way to meet with him directly.
Maybe.
Probably.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's more like you sell the stuff to other people than to him directly, but
If I may be so bold, how much did you spend the first time round?
Well, I wasn't exactly looking to bill my boy here, but north of 1,000, maybe 1,500. We had to pay off a lot of people. That key was the most challenging thing to find.
I'm sorry, I didn't want to insinuate anything, and my apologies for not introducing myself. My name is Nate. Good friends here with Edward. Um,
His name is Barry. You can drop the act.
there may be ears everywhere, and I prefer to always stay.
Well,
If,
Nate, the cat's out of the bag already, so
fair enough. Thank you for the confirmation.
No problem.
all right, Barry or Edward or whatever. Is this what is the game plan? What are we doing? Why are we here? Are we gonna try and sneak into this guy's house? What are we doing?
Barry, why did you try to sneak in last time? I know you said you wanted to talk to him, but that's if you want to talk to someone, you don't break into their house. What were you trying to steal?
That's the thing. I wasn't trying to steal anything. There's lots of valuable things in his place. It's a damn near mint in and of itself.
And you can see the guitar player who had all the information nodding his head like, mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
His house contains a bloody fortune of things. But I was there to have it out with the man.
So why break in?
That's the only way I could see him. He refused to have anything to do with me. And rather than face the consequences of his choices, he decided to ignore it and remove it.
I mean, putting a 5,000 gold piece, a price on your head, one way to get rid of it.
Aye.
It certainly proves a point.
And one where he doesn't have to get his own hands dirty.
I
Lean over to the guy that we're meeting, and I'm kind of go, if we were trying to sell some expensive, possibly rare arc, do you know who we'd want to talk to? Is it him directly or a contact or?
Well, there's just standing offers, really. It really depends on what types of species you have. You could go into any, or more or less any shop and trade in Arc. I mean, they'll take it. If you're really looking to ensure that it is optimally priced, you probably want to go. Okay, so maybe it's not totally transparent what it is you know about Lona, but let's begin with there are 4 dukes and they run the show. Anything inside the wall belongs to them. Now, it isn't so much that there's no bannermen in Lona. It is who is the legal property of other people. So everybody's diversified their goods to ensure that, they're isolated from potential catastrophes, especially since Vares has the ability to crash the goddamn economy whenever he wants. So, there are 4 houses. Each of the houses have their own way of doing business. House Amanda, for example, headed up by Lord Vares Illwinter, pretty much has a standing offer. Any arc that comes in, they'll pay 50% more in order to ensure that the arc goes to them. They have the ability to print money, so they'll keep doing it. Tillimire and Volgren, well, they're in the little bit of a spat right now. Some sort of unrequited love by the Duke's son for the other Duke's daughter. I don't know, some garbage. And then you have House Moldur, which, well, owns half, well, a third, at last count, of the inner circle of Lona. So that's a fair amount. The remaining 3 houses have to split the remaining 2/3. So, can you sell Arc anywhere? Yes. Can you sell Arc at the premium to House Amander, absolutely. You could use Ark to buy a ship. You could use Ark to get football tickets. Like, it's like anything. It is another form of currency here.
So there's House Zamander, Tylemere, Volgren, and Muldur.
Yeah.
Okay.
I totally spelled all those wrong, but I
Oh,
have
yeah,
them down.
100%. Do we know the heads of Tylemere, Volgren, and Muldur?
No, that's actually a random generation portion.
Okay, cool. Just wanted to ask. I mean, Nate was excited by the idea of football. I feel like
What
he's
is
a
this?
jock.
What is this?
What I wanted to ask is essentially we could just go to a representative of a house, sell the Ark, it goes there, and then we can call it a thing, and then continue to do what Barry needs us to do, right?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay, is everybody cool with that?
What do you mean?
Sell it to which house?
The one that's going to give us a 50% markup.
The one
Zamander?
that
The
is
one that's
Dad
gonna
in
kill
charge
him?
of?
Yes,
That's gonna kill him faster if we give them this arc?
you can't prove that.
We also
It-
can't prove that it's not true.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if you live your life like that, you're never going to make a 50% markup on the Ark that we have to sell.
It's only 9,700 gold. It's not that much. With the markup.
Says the fourth level character who's never seen that much gold.
Says Xanarok, who doesn't understand gold.
True, exactly.
I want to internally scream.
Okay, I mean, is game. So what's the play, fellas?
I really want to sell the Ark for a 50% markup. That's what I want to do very badly.
We would make 14,550 gold.
Jeez.
Barry,
To be fair, that's more than the 5,000 gold piece price that Barry has on his head, which is technically speaking the value of Barry's life.
It is essentially 3 times the value of Barry's life.
Oof.
Not to be an asshole about it, but just from a pure economic standpoint.
Barry, if I
What am I, the
promise,
Ford Pinto? Jesus.
okay, I'm making a deal. Barry, like character to character, if you let us sell this Ark to Illwinter, I promise you, whatever you decide you want to do with his life, or your life, or what's going to happen between you two, I'll be standing there with my hammer ready to help you. But 14,000 gold is an absolutely insane amount of money.
We're gonna need a bigger chest.
Yes, you do not understand. I'm sure you do. Zan, you don't understand. This is,
How many ales is that?
for the rest of your life, drink until you,
Yes.
Unlimited.
1,014,000. Basically, times it by 100, and that's how many ales it is.
That's enough to last a year.
Exactly.
A
Yes.
whole
Very
year.
strong year.
it's enough.
The female dwarf kind of pipes up and goes, "Excuse me, are you debating whether or not to sell your Arcania, even though you know that it's going to kill our man here?"
No, I said we shouldn't.
I also
I-
said we shouldn't.
I am, yes, because that's a lot of gold. I mean, honestly, come on, it's we could start a massive business. We could buy a
Asshole.
castle.
Dick.
I've known
Sorry,
you guys
I
for
was
how long?
actually
How long
coughing.
have I known you guys in
How
character?
many times have you saved your life in character?
Never.
I mean, at this point, we've known each other for what, like 3-4 weeks?
Yeah.
Tops.
No, it's been a week.
Well, no,
It's
it-
5
it-
days
it-
sailing.
I was gonna say it was 5 days just to get to Lona.
Yeah, and then
It was like a day or two.
if anything, you're at like 10 days. It's like a week and a half at most.
This is the longest I've known people in a while, so
I'm gonna
Agreed.
slam my drink down the table and be like, "Are you fucking telling me that you're gonna say no to that much money?"
for his life, yes.
Yes,
We cannot conclude that those things are directly correlated.
but he's told us that they are.
Yeah.
Barry!
He's concluded it.
I look directly at Barry.
Sirius, you're the one who's being the asshole here.
Yes. We can still make a bunch of gold or whatever you want.
Like, even if we don't sell it at a 50% markup, we're still making about 10,000 gold.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot of money.
I just look at Barry and go, Barry! What are we doing?
At this point, a fairly quiet dwarf who's wearing some glasses pipes up and goes, well, if you're looking to sell Arcania and it's going to be 10,000 gold for one, I think it's pretty fair to say which one you have. Do you happen to have it on you?
No.
At a character, do we?
Yeah, I have it on me.
Zan has
Okay.
it.
Okay, well, if you're going to decide Deceptifies, please roll Deception.
Okay.
What are you talking about? I have it on me.
Awesome. That's done. It's over.
I literally just I take my mug and as hard as I can slam it directly into the top of the table, trying to shatter it.
Okay, roll a strength check.
Please tell me it's made of wood.
Oh my god, that's so much.
12.
That is 23.
Oh, jeez.
Okay, you break it, and you take 1 point of slashing damage as it slashes your hand as the shards of glass go everywhere, and the four dwarves are kind of taken aback as the smaller glasses wearing one goes, okay, let's not lose our heads there, gentlemen. This is not a heist thing. You come as friends of our dear boy here, so there's really no way that we're going to try and steal it from you, but don't let people know that you have it, because that amount of money is a life away from Lona. And as you may have already seen, there are some people who are rather scrupulous who will take it from you.
That's okay. It's deep in my pockets. Deep.
Great. That's very graphic.
Deep.
How deep?
Why are you so mad today, Sirius? What's up your
Zan, it's a lot of money. I'm feeling frustrated. I'm sorry that I reacted that way, but I would really appreciate it if you got the subtle cue that I was trying to lie to somebody. Sometimes.
I don't
We're
get
among friends.
cues.
Why are we attempting to lie to them?
They also seem very nice.
They're my family.
Exactly. We don't lie to family.
Like he said,
I wouldn't know, but fair.
openly talking about what we have on us, even though it's in Zan's deep pocket, is going to cause us more trouble than it's worth. I'm sorry. I'm feeling a little overwhelmed with how much money this is. And I may be acting poorly. It's a lot, boys.
Yeah.
It's a life-changing amount of money for all of us.
But
Not
is it
really.
worth the life of one of our friends?
Not to me.
Well, it seems like there's a whole lot of questions that you don't know the answer to. So
Accurate.
let's maybe figure out just what exactly it is you need.
Is there any way to sell it here and have it not go to Ilwinter?
Oh, probably not.
Didn't think so, but I thought I'd ask the question.
I mean, it'll go through various channels, but the lords buy from each other all the time.
I figured it. I mean, like, let's be honest. If we sell it to one other lord, of course they're going to turn around and sell it for 50% markup. That's just arbitrage. That makes perfect sense. Okay. What can we do with it? Sorry, I honestly can't remember what we can even do with it.
You can eat it and then regain certain magical effects.
It's not worth eating as opposed to selling.
Under certain circumstances, it actually would be worth eating. But
I was gonna say,
do you remember what that particular strain was and what it did?
max damage from spells
There you go.
and
Okay.
Yeah,
as long
that's-
as you
yeah,
have
that's-
that, then I mean, you could ask what it is it could be turned into, or continue to debate this. But I would prefer this entire episode not be entirely you debating.
I am sorry. I am sorry. I've just it's a lot of money.
No, I get it. You're playing your character, man. It's all good.
Barry, what do you want us to do? What do you want us to do with this arc? What do you want us to do with here? I need this now. I need to know what we're doing here because I'm getting close to saying, fuck it, let's sell it somewhere else. Let's go. So I need to know what we're doing and what we're doing here because I'm going to help you, but I need to know what the fuck we're doing.
Really, I came here to stop my father from whatever it is he's trying to do.
Okay.
All I know is that it's bad. It's evil.
Barry, if that's what we have to do, then we'll do it. We'll take the arc and we'll sell it somewhere else, and we'll make a profit. Fuck the $4,000. It's not worth it, I guess, if you say so, if they insist. I'm sure it's not worth your life.
How much of a delay is it selling it to another duke before it gets into the hands of Elwinter?
Ooh, is good question. A couple of weeks. I mean, maybe they'll want to hold on to it. It's a very potent strain.
That sounds like a lot of time
Aye, that does give us some wiggle room.
to plan.
That is the key word right there. The man's house is... arguably it holds a fortune, but it also holds nightmares.
What can you tell us about it?
The man is a wizard. He makes things turn into other things.
Okay.
Last time I was there, I felt like it was going crazy. I'm fairly certain I was assaulted by furniture.
Huh.
Sweet.
Okay.
Like a chair?
Or like a rug?
It wasn't a rug. I think it was a chair.
Huh.
Felt like I got hit behind by one, but there was no one else in the house but me, him, and this lady.
Was it singing Be Our Guest? I'm sorry.
Meet your
our
death.
guests,
Meet
suck
your
my
death.
dick.
Meet your death.
Now you're
Wow, talk about a penny on the rails. Derailed that fucking train. Jeez.
Woo! So it was getting really heavy.
Yep, no, that's fair.
So the one guitar playing dwarf kind of pipes up and goes, "Well, I can have some friends look into what it is that Varus has been doing in the week and a half that he's had in between the first break-in.
That'd be good.
It'll take some time, and of course, many hands make light work. So if you're willing to meet some people, then you may be able to extract some information. I think some people still owe me a favor, but
We can also provide some level of gold to help grease some palms.
well, that if you're willing to sell it, that particular plant will get you a long way.
That's why I wanted to know the delay. So if we could sell it to another duke, get some upfront money. I agree, it's not the 14,000,
Yeah, but I
but
mean,
it gives us some money at least to do something with.
It's
a lot
not
of
some
money.
money. It's a lot of money. As
And that
Sirius
is-
will say again and again.
it's a minor fortune.
I literally just put my hand on Zan's face and I just go, yes. Yes, I would.
I take his hand off my face and say boundaries.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
So
It was my hand that was still bleeding.
oh, gross.
Yeah. Who are you, Leonardo DiCaprio? Gross.
Yeah, exactly.
I just figured, noticing that his hand's bleeding, I'm just gonna reach over and cast Cure Wounds.
All right, so sweet. It closes up, no problem. So Morgren continues. Okay. I actually think I still have some of these things. I've been trying to sell the materials to the brokers, but they won't answer my call anymore. Well, let's see. I think I've got the floor plan around here somewhere. Hang on. Listening to the DM go through his notes.
Doodly 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 doo.
Da, da, da.
That's hold on. We need
Old.
We need
Old.
Hold.
Wait.
Waiting.
Wait.
Wait for it.
Oh, ba-ding.
So that's basically what the house looks like. 3 floors. There's an entranceway and then some stairs and then a whole bunch of floors in the middle area, and then you go upstairs and there's a whole bunch of stuff in there, and then there's no discernible way to get into the attic. You can ignore the furniture and stuff that's inside the map, but you can just assume that it is just those are the rooms, and then what is inside those rooms will be different.
And that's the Elwinter house.
Okay. I was going to say there's a lot of chairs to attack us with.
Mimics everywhere.
Don't you mean there's a lot of chairs to murder?
Dun, dun, dun.
So
Oh.
Morgren continues. In case Barry hadn't told you, you're going to need a very special key to get in. Virus's holdings are actually in 2 parts. One is that home. The other one is a tower that no one has been able to find. But we do know from stories, at the very least, that if you attempt to enter the house without the key, you get teleported, or you enter what you think is the house, and then you actually end up in a murder tower, which is just several floors of traps, and no one seemed to have made it out yet. And the only reason why we know about it is because Varus has specifically told people to keep them out of his fucking house.
Okay, that sounds horrible.
I wonder how truthful it is. What if they're just getting sent inside the house?
Okay, well, we'll tell you what. We'll throw Barry through the window. If he disappears, it's real.
I feel
How
like
about we throw you through the window? You're the one who keeps saying we should sell this to the guy.
I'm just looking out for all of us.
Do you
Most of
have a
us
moment
not.
for our Lord and Savior?
Our Lord and Sirius.
Yeah. And then
In your face.
Morgren carries on with, let's see. Well, the inside is loaded with furniture, by the sounds of it, that comes to life. And it's not very pleasing, I've been told. We've attempted to get some information out of it, but that place has no viable sources of information, as, well, Varus is the only one who goes in and out. We could try that avenue again. It may be expensive. The brokers asked for a fair sum of money last time, and for us to ask the same question will be very costly.
he doesn't have any other family.
Not to our knowledge. It was the first we ever heard about some woman. But then again, Varus seemingly just kind of showed up from the histories about 30, maybe 40 years ago, and has been kind of on his own ever since. And then he amassed enough gold to straight buy House Samander, and well, now he's got a wee bit of a stranglehold on the silver market.
That's what happens when you can just make your own silver.
Right? It's going to take time. I think there's an apprentice out there somewhere that we've just discovered he's somehow managed to piss off. We could attempt to recruit her, but that'll take a little bit of time to hunt her down. Some sort of gnome, I believe. I will work that one. That will take a little bit of doing. Are there any?
Foreshadowing.
Are there any particular requests? Is there anything you're looking to get answered? Because right now it seems like I'm just providing a bunch of information.
I have a solid question. Since we're not going to be selling to that house, who's the best person to be selling to that's not going to give us a raw deal? Do you know who we should be talking to get this?
Well, I'm actually a little favorite of the Emberheart, if you're interested. But it's a wee bit of a trek, but you do get to see a volcano.
And they'll buy the Ark from us?
Well, okay, so I should be more specific. The Emberheart is a place, and there are always dealers there. They're kind of a big forge is probably the best way to describe it, down in the center of the volcano.
That sounds great.
The shipworks are always looking for more Ark, that's for sure. they'll probably take it at pretty decent prices. Those I think will be your two honest chances. Or you could just roll down the street and be like, "Hey, who wants to stab me and take my shit?"
Yeah, see, this is what I'm worried about. Is I'm trying to find a legitimate businessman that has enough gold so that we can do this deal with him, and also not show up with a bunch of dudes and just stab murder us and take it.
The ship works probably your best option. It's fairly public. The Ember Heart is really quite honest. That's why we keep it around. Given the fact that we have our dear friend here, I would be careful of people who suddenly start to tail you. The price is on his head, and his photos, well, artist renderings are quite all over the city.
I just look at Barry and just go, sweet. Okay. What do you guys want to do first? Go sell the Ark at the Ember Heart, or the docks?
Shipworks, spelled
Shipworks.
Wercks.
Shipworks.
Okay.
Or do you want to do intel first? Or do you want to get money to do the intel?
We should probably get money.
Aye.
Okay.
The safest one for me would be if we went to the Ember Heart. It's outside the city. I'm outside the view of most people.
All right. Sounds perfect. It's too late to go right now, isn't it?
Yeah, probably.
Okay. Do you guys want to sleep here, or do you guys want to go back to the ship?
I don't think this is that kind of place to sleep.
Let's go back to the ship.
Aye.
So as you guys kind of get up and go, well, time to hit that dusty trail, you, like, Barry is immediately embraced by 4 dwarves who, like, really only go up to, like, his navel, but they're happily embracing him in a quartet hug, and the woman kind of steps forward and goes, okay, now, you be safe, because we don't want to spend all that time training you, only for you to end up dead. Have you at least been practicing?
Aye, I have. And I've actually managed to get myself a pretty fancy violin out of my travels.
Oh, look at you! You'll have to play for it sometime when, I don't know. Let's say tomorrow evening you can come back. You can guest star. You'll say, I don't know, you're some guy who blew in. No one fucking cares. They'll listen to the music. It'd be good to have you back in the ranks.
Aye. I'll be here.
Okay. So, you guys, unless there's anything else you wish to do?
No, I'm down to go back and do what we gotta do, and then make our way to the Ember Heart.
Okay. So you go back, sleep, benefits of long rest. The next morning, you get on your boat. You row the boat ashore. Like, Smoke has made a deal for the moorage fees. It's going to be like 100 gold pieces, but you have to pay it later on. So, kind of when you leave, a solid 2/3 of the crew has left to go ashore, while the remainder, some of them are trying to save money, so they're just kind of hanging around, eating food, having a good time. Some of the ship's officers are there, some of them aren't. They're kind of randomly around. Right now it's just Aoth and Urisk, Akira, Thola, and Smoke on the Water. You don't see them for breakfast in the morning.
Well, you guys ready to go and get rich, I guess?
Let's do it.
Sure.
The
Just
enthusiasm in the crew right now is...
a bit of a game plan before we hit the road. When we get to Ember Heart and we start hashing out a deal to sell this, we can let them know what we have and how much we have of it, but don't necessarily let them know we have it on us at that time. Unless they can present the gold right then and there, don't let them know we have it with us.
Okay.
Okay, Zan.
I'll keep my mouth shut.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Works for me.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
So you guys proceed ashore, And you, like, in the morning light, Lona is quite wonderful. People are back to work. You pass by the shipworks, which is actually a fairly mammoth building. It's 3 dry docks in a row inside a covered area. You kind of look through some of the windows and you can see ships that are being built, some crew that are working around provisioning a ship before it gets launched, all that good naval stuff. Can I get all of you to roll perception checks, please?
Yes. Oops.
13.
8.
Oh, we're 6.
Serious?
Ooh, that's a lot. That's 18.
The best.
Around. Okay, so you guys are moving through the crowd, and Sirius, you pick up that there's a shadowy figure following you.
Nice.
I grab Nate and I bring him in and I go, "We got a tail."
Okay, so do we recognize the tail?
No, and
Cool.
that's not a word, right? That's so just Sirius.
Yeah.
So he's the only one who's clocked it. So Sirius can ask questions about whether or not he recognizes it, but you're just like, okay, great, there's someone following.
Okay, cool.
I'm laying down the hammer this session.
Makes sense.
Did Barry disguise before we left?
I assumed.
Okay.
Speaking of which, Barry, roll me a disguise check to confirm the DC.
20.
All right, that's still pretty high.
Yeah, no.
I mean, it's no 24 like the last one, but
It's still sufficient.
Sorry, no, it's cool. I was talking to the guys. Sorry, guys, there's a guy here and he had to come into the room directly. My bad. Is everybody still there? Are we okay?
Yeah, no, it's fine. We decided to bail. We've just given up. The whole podcast is dead.
Yeah, that was kind of it. That was the end. I mean, you went
That was
on
it.
for 5 seconds?
That's right.
Roll
So
credits.
Barry is
allowed.
dead. Everyone else falls into internal turmoil.
I'm sorry. I know we're in the middle
Zan
of
commits
something.
seppuku.
Brutal.
Okay, Sirius, you're the only person who can see the tail, so you get to ask questions.
Okay. Do I recognize the tail? I'm assuming no, obviously.
No, only because you didn't succeed your perception check high enough.
Wow. Okay. Holy shit. All right. I have alerted Nate that there is a tail.
Yes.
Can I try and show him where the tail is without?
Yes. You roll a deception, and then let's see how that goes before I ask Nate to roll a perception.
Okay.
Because you're trying to tip Nate off without tipping off the tail that you've seen them.
Okay, so that's 19, 23.
Okay, that works. So the tail, so you're all moving through a crowd, proceeding north, and the tail is still following. Nate, roll a perception check at advantage.
Cool. Well, I can't do worse than my 2, so... Ooh, almost got a 20 there. 24.
Yeah, you can see the tail as well, and it's a very familiar calico tabaxi.
Huh. I'll lean over to Sirius and just whisper, "It's a friend. We should be fine."
Wait, is Smoke following us?
That's what I think.
Is Smoke? I can never remember. Smoke's a calico, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why is Smoke following us?
You could go ask her,
could.
grab her by the throat,
We could.
derail my entire fucking thing.
Yeah, we could just ask her.
I feel like I trust Smoke, and if she's following us, it's for a reason, right?
Your call. I mean, I trust her.
Fuck. Logan, you're such a good DM. You always give me these fucking issues that I can't fucking figure out what the right answer is. This happens like 20 times a day. Can can we slow down and try and see if she keeps pace us and tries to catch up, or if she keeps a safe distance?
I mean, yes. You're all experienced players. No asking if you can and can't. Just do. Just do.
Fair enough. I'm gonna grab everybody and start to like get them to slow down, and I'm gonna lean forward into the crowd and be like, "We have a tail. It has a tail."
Should I grab them by the throat again?
Is someone following our tail?
It's Smoke. She's following us, and I don't know why.
That seems fishy.
Well, let's just.
Oh, don't be so catty.
No.
All right. Yes. Okay.
Not only is me face palming, I'm face palming.
All right. So, what's the plan, boys? What are you trying to do?
I mean, yeah, let's just let her follow us.
Okay,
We
great.
trust her.
Do you think she's upset with our plan to sell?
We didn't even tell her.
Maybe she's upset with that.
Oh.
We hired her.
True.
She got paid.
Yep.
True.
Let's just keep going. This will be fine. If she follows us, then we'll talk to her when she catches up.
Yeah, if we can keep moving
Or
forward
later.
until there's a point where we're out of the crowd and we're like, we can. Let's do the thing where we like turn down an alley and wait.
Wait.
Do you want to do that?
All of
Yes.
you. All of you perceptions.
Okay.
21.
18.
15.
22.
So, Smoke on the Water is following you guys fairly closely, and then she trips, and the hood that she was using to cover herself, like, falls off her face, and you all can immediately tell it's her. Like, there's a moment of her, like, being super stealthy, and then she trips, and you all turn around to see her face down in the mud. And
I go over to help her up. I just like
Yeah.
move over and just like pick her up.
all right.
I ask her why she was following us.
She kind of goes, I apologize, sir, but I grew concerned because I know what our friend is carrying, and I felt that if anyone was to jump you, I would be of benefit. But now it appears that I'm here, the jig is up, so if anyone is following us, they have now snatched 5 instead of 4. But let's carry on, shall we? Where are we going, by the way? You know what? Don't even tell me. I'm already starting to assume that I'm in danger, so let's just go. The less I know, the better.
We're selling the arc, and I just kind of continue walking.
Super great.
Okay.
Done deal.
Okay.
So you proceed through the menagerie that is Lona, and there are like 3 gates that exit to the east that you can proceed northward after that. You can kind of get a glimpse of the massive palace on the hill that House Moldur currently owns, and it's kind of where the Lord resides. And there's a noticeable change. Inside the walls, everything is kind of kosher, and there's a little bit of law at the very least. There are armed guards more or less everywhere that seem to represent each of the duchies. As soon as you cross the wall, this is where things get a little rougher. There are 8 dukes that rule the areas outside of the walls, and they're a little bit more territorial. Their territory is fiercely contested, and all of them are scrambling for limited resources. As soon as you proceed outside, the smell is kind of what hits you first, of people living in their own excrement. Barry, you actually pass by some of the areas that you grew up in. You see some fairly familiar, like, gangs of kids that are running around pickpocketing. You see a couple of guards that are chasing them away. 1 or 2 that managed to sneak into a local bake shop and steal some day-old bread. You kind of pass by some dilapidated buildings that people are just occupying, presumably rent-free, but some of them are diseased, some of them are recovering from a heavy hangover. And as you proceed north out of Lona, what is now going to be dominating your view is the massive volcano that sits at pretty much the center of the entire island, and it's a massive mountain where there's a slight kind of a sulfury smell, with a black chimney of smoke curling up into the sky. And as you proceed, you don't have to go up the mountain, but there's a small stone gateway that you can see that there's a fair amount of tracks and a cobblestone trail leading to and from. And there's a couple of carts full of goods that are proceeding to, and a cart full of chests and stuff that are proceeding out. And after like 2 to 3 hours, you end up at the gate to the Emberheart.
Well, we're here. What do I see? Is there like guards? Is there like stuff happening?
It's just a gate. Like it's imagine like a stone arch with 2 massive doors that are permanently left open as a couple of carts worth of material is being trucked in, and it's horse-drawn carriages to a couple of guys, human males, who are bringing in material into the Emberheart. It looks like a collection of iron ore. Some new hammers, tongs, a couple of Arcania plants in the back.
May as well walk in.
So you walk into shipping and receiving, as well as there's a kind of like an offshoot where you can see like the gallery where it has paintings of all the fantastic things that have been created in the Emberheart. And there's I don't know. Let's roll some dice. A male. Dwarf who stands there, and he's got kind of a smock on, and he kind of takes his smock and he rubs his hands off, and he approaches and kind of outstretches his hand and goes, "Good day. Welcome to the Emberheart. Is there anything in particular I can do for you, or are you just looking to peruse the masterwork items that have come out of here?"
I kind of look at Barry, and then I guess I get the idea that I'm supposed to talk, and I just say, "We're looking to sell, actually."
Oh, what are you looking to sell? Are you ore merchants, or perhaps you've come across some sort of lost item that you're looking to get identified?
No, we're merchants, but for something a little rarer than ore.
Oh, I believe I'm catching your meaning. Perhaps you'd like to speak somewhere a little bit more private.
Exactly what I would like. Yes.
So he kind of leads you into a separate conference room. And inside the conference room is just like a simple wooden table, about 7 or 8 chairs that are around it. And on the inside, it's a stone kind of a 20 by 20 room. There's like a small pitcher of water. This is obviously where all the deals and stuff are done. And there are 7 or 8 paintings of, like, one of them's a ship, one of them's an axe, the other one's a great sword being wielded by somebody. Like, they're just beautiful images of beautiful weapons that have been created here. And this is the show home. He outstretches his hand and he says, "Oh, this is percentile." He says, "Good day. My name is De Gaulle. What exactly is it you have to sell?"
I extend my hand and shake his, and I say, "My name is Sirreus Nafir. I'm the captain of the Osprey, and we have..."
That's exciting.
Yes, we have some arc we'd be interested in selling.
Of course. Perhaps I could see it then.
And I gesture at Zan. I tell him to come over. And I reach into what I presume is Zan's bag, and I pull out a stem. Or you could do the same thing if you would like.
Thought
So
we weren't going to show it to
has
anyone.
the arc been separated, or is it of one plant?
It's a full plant right
It's
now.
a full plant.
Okay, did not know that.
So you pull out the entire plant of Arcania Vis. And
Nate face palms.
and
Again.
Sorry, guys. I was just trying to pull out a little piece. I did not know that I was going to just be like, ta-da!
you pulled the rabbit out of the hat.
Yeah.
It's okay, though. So De Gaulle is like, "Oh, I see. hold on. So, where was I? Right. Dagal is saying, okay, so that's... Wow. That's something fairly impressive. That's a rather big one. Can I ask where you found it?
It's not. It's private. We don't want to keep our.
You know what? I prefer not to ask, actually.
Bad for business telling everybody where we get it from, right?
I will give you 4,500 gold pieces for it. No questions asked.
Not even close.
All right. What's your counter offer?
10.
You want 10,000 for the thing that you've been keeping in that giant man's fanny pack?
Yeah, because it's the safest spot to keep it. You try and pry it out of his hands.
You did pretty easily.
Yeah, he's my friend.
Okay. All right. Here's the thing.
We both know what this is worth.
Okay. So, yes, there's a fair amount of it here. So, how about we agree that I'm looking to make you pay, you're trying to make me pay as much, and I'm trying to make you demand as little as possible, and we'll meet in the middle and call it 9,500.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
That's close enough.
Yeah.
Great.
Okay.
Considering, I'm pretty sure I saw you walk in with that. Hold on. The dwarf kind of goes, I don't suppose you came in with horses.
No, but
No.
could we take it in platinum?
I mean, yes. I have a better option, just because you've been so upfront, and I would like to think that you would consider the Ember Heart when you have other businesses that provide such profit, quite like this.
You said that you did identifying here?
Oh, yeah, if you needed.
No. That's actually pretty handy.
Tell you what, give me 15 minutes, and I'll be back with your 9,500 gold pieces.
Cheers.
And he kind of like leaves you inside the conference room, and you guys have 15 minutes of like just looking around. What exactly would you like to look at?
Can I just... Shit. Can I insight check when he said that?
I was gonna say, so is he gonna come back and murder us in 15 minutes? Or?
Like...
Sure, go ahead.
Okay, this is gonna be terrible. I don't have a very good modifier, so... 16.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. He's gonna be back in 15 minutes.
Oh. Okay, cool. I just sit down.
With murder weapons.
I want to check out these paintings.
Okay. Each painting is rather stunning. Can I get you to roll a perception check?
Yes. Oh, I was on the 19, then rolled over to the 1, so a 6.
You are struck by the beautiful combination of colors, particularly of like the guy holding a greatsword, but you are unable to discern any details.
Can I look at the one at the boat?
Sure, go ahead. Roll a perception check.
20 total, not natural.
That boat looks oddly familiar.
Oh, shit!
I had a feeling.
No!
Hey, wasn't that bird talking about a volcano?
We might have fucked up.
We? Who said captain of the Osprey?
I might have fucked up.
Anyways, we don't know that.
Uh-oh.
I walk over to Nate and I'm like, what are you looking at?
All right.
It's a painting of the Osprey.
And it
I
is
put my hand in my face.
It is absolutely the painting of the Osprey. So it is beautiful. It's rolling over waves, and the glyphs that have only been lit a couple of times are fully illuminated, and it is stunning.
Fuck. I literally like put my hands in my face and I go, they made the ship that we stole.
What
And I told
what are you
them
talking
that I
about?
was the captain of it.
Maybe they just really like our ship and they painted it super
No,
fast.
the bird
didn't-
said they made it here, remember?
No,
We
you
didn't
said they made
steal
it in a
anything.
volcano.
We didn't steal anything.
Well, they're not going to see it like that now, are they?
Well, I mean, to be honest, we did find it. That's not stealing. That's very different.
We found a derelict and saved it.
Exactly. We rebuilt it.
After its captain, what I presume was its captain, tried to murder us.
Hold on.
Yeah.
I'm 95% sure that we have their ship and their ark, and we're trying to sell it back to them.
So you identify the fact that the painting is the Osprey.
Sirius is officially shitting his pants.
Nice.
Are you wearing your red or brown pants?
They're black, and also, I just like look at you all and I go, I'm so sorry.
For what?
Oh my god. And I look at Zan and I was like, they made the ship that we kind of stole, and I told
We
them I was
didn't
like,
steal anything.
We found it.
We found and rescued a derelict ship that was sitting outside a cove, abandoned.
They
Also,
belong to
just
them.
well, no, they made it. That's not the same thing. Making is not ownership.
Yeah.
You're right.
Plus, the ship accepted us.
You're right.
Edward over here was like playing with it. It liked him. I may have killed the bird, but that's fine.
Let's maybe not
back
bring
again.
that up to them.
Okay.
Also, just because it's going to bug me if I don't say anything about it. Normally, when you're negotiating with someone, you don't tell them exactly what you want. You go above that value so that when you come down to it, you get what you actually wanted.
Yeah.
So like
I
when
did
you, when
go
you said
above. It was worth 9,000 and something, and he was at 4,000, so I said 10.
You said 10,000. It's worth 9,700.
exactly, I'm thinking you could have said, I don't know, 14,400 because that's what we could
We
have
got
gotten.
a pretty good deal, let's be honest.
Yeah.
True. I'm just like for next time.
Okay, so you definitely hear the loud, like purposefully loud footsteps of the dwarf being like, okay, I'm coming back very slowly now.
Oh, because he has an idea that we figured this out now.
And he's gonna slowly come around the corner and he's holding out a bag. He goes,
It's a small bag, I'm assuming.
yeah, it's like a messenger bag.
Don't get me wrong, but that looks like a substantially less amount than the amount we just agreed on.
Yes, you're not wrong. So let's just take a moment and let's talk about some of the things that we need to talk about. One, Mr. Sirreus, what do you mean you're the captain of the Osprey?
Nothing. Don't know what you're talking about. What?
Okay,
And I
so
sit down.
primary tactics of making sales always bug the room. So let's rewind. What do you mean by you being the captain of the Osprey? She's
I
right
just stand
there
go,
on the wall, and I'll guarantee you that I've lost 10 years of my life to building her. I would like to know where she is.
She's beautiful.
That's not what we're talking about, Sirius. I need to know before I start leaning on some of your friends.
We found her.
Okay, so that's not so bad. Let's just take a breath. Where did you find her?
Outside of Yorick,
Ooh.
Abandoned in a cove.
abandoned
Derelict.
in a cove,
Yes.
really beat up.
Well, she's a bit of an adventurous lass, so I'm not quite that surprised. Is there a musically inclined one among you?
Nate's just like chuckling.
Edward will slowly raise his hand.
Ah, good. Take out your violin or lute or whatever that thing is that's poking out of your backpack, and this may be a skill testing question, but please play whatever song you've heard on that ship.
So Barry will pull his violin out and replicate the tune that he's been hearing in the back of his head for the past few days aboard the ship.
Super great. Give me that sweet, sweet performance.
I'm gonna burn the advantage I have on that.
Good use.
Fuck. It's only a 16.
Okay.
Yeah, he is +8,
Oh my
so
Jesus.
That puckered my butthole, but was fine after.
And so after the song finishes, you could see him, the dwarf, Dalgar kind of take a moment. Okay, good. Listen, fellas, I'll be perfectly honest. That ship is an old friend of mine, and sailing the Osprey is different than hearing the Osprey. You know the tune, which probably means that she's as much yours as she was mine when I sailed her. So take this as a token of good fortune, because she can be a wee bit of a bitch when she isn't taken care of. And he tosses the bag onto the desk. And
I
goes,
grab
okay,
the bag and open it up.
okay. You don't see anything inside of it.
Okay.
Nice, an empty bag.
The dwarf goes, oh, I take it you've never seen one of these before. Okay, reach
Empty
in,
bags, plenty.
reach into the bag and think of platinum pieces.
I'm gonna reach in and think of platinum.
Okay, so your hand fills with platinum.
It makes platinum, guys. We're rich.
It's a
doesn't-
never-ending bag of platinum?
Look, I reach my other hand
Can I
in
make
and
an
think of
intelligence check
platinum
to
as
see
well.
if I understand what's
Can I
happening?
make an Arcana check?
Okay, so the only person who could be possibly figure this out is Barry, who can make an Arcana check or burn a spell. It's your choice.
Oh shit, that's right. I can burn a spell. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and burn first level on Identify.
Yeah, that's a bag of holding.
It just keeps making more platinum, guys.
No, he just put the money in there. What that is a bag of holding.
Oh. What?
What?
Way to shit on the parade.
I put the platinum back in the bag to see what happens when I put it in.
That being
It
said,
disappears.
that's a phenomenal gift. That will hold a stupendous amount of things in that small bag.
Yeah, so Barry, you know because you've casted Identify. The bag has an interior space considerably larger than its outside dimensions, roughly 2 feet in diameter, with the mouth at the mouth and 4 feet deep. The bag can hold up to 500 pounds, not exceeding a volume of 64 cubic feet. The bag weighs 15 pounds, regardless of its contents. Retrieving an item from the bag requires an action. The bag is overloaded, pierced, torn, it ruptures, and is destroyed. The contents are scattered all over the astral plane. If the bag is turned inside out, its contents spill forth unharmed, but the bag must be put right again before it can be used. Breathing creatures can survive inside the bag for a total number of minutes equal to 10 divided by the number of creatures, minimum 1 minute, after which time they begin to suffocate. Placing a bag of holding inside an extra-dimensional space created by a handy haversack, portable hole, or similar item instantly destroys both items and opens a gate to the astral plane. The gate originates where one item was placed inside the other. Any creature within 10 feet of the gate is sucked in to a random location in the astral plane. The gate closes. The gate is one way only and cannot be reopened. Bag of holding. Put all your shit in it.
Don't do
On
that
a
last
scale-
thing.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how much do we want to do the last thing, though?
Um,
I'm very curious what the astral plane is like. This isn't
God.
Nate, this is just Spencer right now.
In a word,
sucks.
deadly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sucks.
Endgame.
Yeah.
I mean, I get that, but it'd be kind of cool.
So you now have a bag of holding filled with 9,500 gold pieces worth of platinum pieces. So it'd be 950.
Hmm.
Nice.
Okay.
Thank you.
I don't know.
Should I give him the plant now?
Yeah.
Here you go.
Great.
So Barry's gonna go up and shake this guy's hand, and just kind of convey his appreciation for what has been put into this boat.
Barry, can you give me another perception check, please? As you, I would say, longingly look at the painting again.
25.
Um,
That was a nat 20.
there are additional runes that you haven't seen.
Do you think we could have a quick discussion about these runes that are part of this ship?
Of course. Oh,
I've only seen one on board so far, just forward of the forward mast.
oh, you haven't gotten her to really open up then.
I would love to know how.
Well, As an old friend of mine used to say, you can't pick your family, but you can pick your friends. It'll take time for her to warm up to you. But when she does, she'll show you the way and all of her hidden secrets.
So I just get to spend more time with this wonderful ship and I'll discover more?
Yeah,
Fantastic.
that's the theory.
I kind of stand up and I look at him kind of confused and I go, "So wait, why are you not killing us right now?"
God, Sirius, you can't just ask someone why they're not killing us.
To be perfectly honest, there's not much of a point. Just because... Okay, there's a better way to describe it. If you were dating my ex-girlfriend, I just hope you were treating her well.
Okay.
So, the ship has changed hands. I mean, she was taken from me many, many, many years ago, but,
Who took her from you?
well, let's just say I fell in with some not so nice people. And, I gambled with my life and, subsequently lost. And that is why the Osprey was put to sea under a much different banner.
It's the Millennium Falcon.
We met Lando Calrissian.
Yes. Shit. This is Lando.
It's not Lando. And, stand by for plot, I lost it to that damn tiefling who sails that monstrosity. That fucking
I immediately stand
crimson giraffe.
up. What do you mean? You
Well,
can see me trying to process what he's saying.
she owns a gambling den down in, I think it was Drakevolt last time I saw it. She might have moved her operation onto wherever that pirate island is.
Pirate Island?
Do you know her name?
Oh. Hold on. Let's go to the name maker. Give me your percentile dice there, Sirius.
Hope it's good.
All of it is good.
For a name.
I hope I get a good name.
Yeah, that was exactly what I was saying. 17.
That's bad.
Yeah.
Her name is Bune. Bune.
Bene.
DNA.
Mooney.
Bune. That's her name. How did you come to meet her?
Well, when you're gambling with your life, there's a couple of places that'll be willing to take the bet. At the time, everything that I had was that ship, and so I put everything on a hand of cards. If I had won, I'd tell you, I'd own this whole fucking city. But I lost. And so I lost the Osprey with it.
I'm like audibly grinding my teeth.
Oh, see a dentist.
Jeez, you had that shit ready to go. Fucking quick draw McGraw.
Mm.
And the last time you saw her, she was at Drakevolt.
Well, the gambling den was. I don't know if that holds any true. I've heard rumors that she's started her own pirate haven. Something about housing the Black Fleet or something. I'm not entirely sure. I got out of the pirate game a long time ago. But I can tell you, she's made a lot of fucking money off of that goddamn den. I think there's a fair number of men and women who are indebted to her now.
That's all you know? Not where the You don't know where the pirate den is or anything like that.
You're asking about things that have happened like
You're right.
100 years ago. This is before the Alliance. This is before the Avatars descended from the heavens.
What?
You're over
gonna be perfectly-
100?
I'm gonna be perfectly honest. Nate is just like sitting there, very like just kind of like nodding, and then like a mention of 100, he's like, "Wait, what?"
What?
Yeah, man. Dwarves are old.
People can live that long?
No, only certain races.
I know, Zan's being dumb. I know.
Okay. Well, the DM will tap Zan on the shoulder and be like, "It's okay, baby. Shh, shh, shh.
Just dreams now.
Just dreams."
I owe her
Kool-Aid is fun.
something. And one day I would like to repay her.
You know someone who's 100 years old?
How old is Sirius?
Well, I'm 34.
Pretty old.
Jeez, that's ancient.
God damn, you're almost twice my age.
Oof.
I spent a long time on my... Anyway, look, the point is...
We're getting distracted.
He is literally almost twice my age, though. Just want to point that out.
Yeah, I'm 19.
Oh, what? You're such
Yeah.
a kid.
Yeah.
Okay, let's quit discovering each other's characters.
Yep, I mean, yep.
Sorry. Back in zone.
All right, what else do you want out of the Dalzel,
The gal.
Stuart's Dalgal.
Stephen DeGaulle. Hey.
I just look at everybody and I say, I would like to go back to the ship.
Man, you've been in a bad mood today.
Can I just ask
And
one
yesterday.
question before we go to the ship?
Mm-hmm.
What sort of like what the great sword here, is that made here?
Oh yeah.
Oh man, you guys must make just the coolest weapons.
Of course.
Can I see some of them?
Sure. We're actually in the process of laying the bones into a magic greatsword that's been commissioned by the Confederacy. It's going to go on an admiral or something like that, so you could take a look at it if you like. And so he kind of like motions for you to follow him into a clearly, like, this is a tour area, so it kind of goes through the smelting process, and he takes you up into a viewing area where there's actually...
I'm fanboying so hard right now.
So there's an open vein of lava that has been drilled into this portion of the wall, and it's a small vein of molten rock that traces down a very, very far away area, and it kind of runs through this little iron, steel, magically imbued kind of trough, where the smiths can kind of use it to superheat their forges. So there's basically 6 smithing stations, 3 on each side of this trough. And the farthest 2 away are the only ones that are active, and you can kind of make out, a pair of dwarves and a couple of humans who are hammering away, each taking turns, and you can see them clearly inlaying Arcania, like the distillation of the Arcania extract, into the forge, and then also into the iron. Like, they're sprinkling it on everything. That is the sriracha of the alchemy world. They are just like, we're gonna jazz up the fire, we're gonna jazz up the blade, we're gonna pow, we're just, yeah, like they're hitting everybody with it.
They're salt baying, just like...
Yeah. Yeah. And it's, there's throwing out purplish flames and all this good stuff. And then
Magic.
you can see it's a great sword that also is probably going to be a claymore, but it's this massive, wonderful blade that they're currently hammering into position.
Oh, that looks amazing. Just absolutely stunning.
Aye, the lads know how to do good work down here.
No kidding. I'd love to continue learning how to smith more.
Oh, well, we do have an internship program. If you ever have time off, you can come by and learn a couple of things.
I will definitely keep that in mind. I learnt some from the dwarves in Valatordir,
Oh,
but I'd
that's
love
not,
to learn more.
those are some crafty lads, that.
They do all right.
Well,
Thank you so much.
yeah, no problem. If you don't mind, I do have a job I have to get back to.
Please. Absolutely.
And so he kind of leads you back out to where your friends are and goes, "Is there anything else you'll be needing? And if that is it,
I
please."
extend my hand and I say, I promise to take good care of your ship.
Oh, she's yours now. And I think you'll discover pretty quick she gets a vote.
Oh, good. We only had 4, so that actually works out really well because now we have a tiebreaker.
I just realized the smoke is with us.
Yeah, she hasn't really been doing a whole lot.
Fair enough.
Great. So you guys can leave the Emberheart.
We
I'll
do
take
so.
the bag.
Congratulations, you have a bag of holding with 9,500 gold pieces in it, and you can kind of consolidate and throw whatever else you have.
I throw the paintings and the gems in there.
Nice. Nice.
Awesome.
And the other party gold.
Well, I just realized that that's actually super handy against thieves.
Yeah.
Because you have to visualize what you try and pull out.
Yep.
Until they steal the whole bag.
And then they just turn it inside out.
Yeah, I get that part, but if they're,
No, they're gonna have to.
fingers and be like, I'm going to steal some gold. Hey, there's no gold.
But there is gold because there's gold.
It's all
No,
platinum.
we have gold.
Oh,
Sam put
there's
gold
like
in there.
600.
Yeah,
Just-
there is 606 gold in there.
Forgot about that.
And 9 silver.
Ooh, there you go.
All right,
I
fellas.
hope they just reach in thinking silver and just pull out the 9.
This whole time, Sirius is just fucking like talking to himself and like muttering under his breath and like kind of pacing. He's like really cagey, and he's kind of like just like when he's walking, he's kind of like just walking ahead, like really kind of when Sirius gets grumpy, he's just like all grumpy, serious.
Like all the time.
Yeah, so
grumpy,
we should probably just leave
Hey,
them
you
alone.
Barry's actually going to try and catch up and be like, is everything okay?
Didn't know her name till now.
Whose name?
Whatever the name was, I don't have notes.
The pirate lady. Like I was
Bune.
Sorry.
Bune.
I'm gonna write it on my hand with a pencil.
God.
That's not painful.
It wasn't good. I didn't know her name until now, and if I want to find out where she is, the best place is to find that's probably Dragon Vault.
So you know this lady.
Yeah, she killed me.
You're not dead.
She tried to there's a layer. She tried.
That's
to
much
kill me.
different than actually killing.
To be fair, though, attempted murder is the same as murder in the eyes of the law.
Okay, good to know.
I owe her something.
Your life, apparently, because she killed you.
One day, sooner hopefully than later, I would like to repay her for what she did to me and my family and my father and my
No.
friends.
I understand now. If that day comes, I'll be there to help you.
So will I. I have an inkling of what you're feeling.
I just watched my family get destroyed. I understand.
Complicated. We're a bunch of sad, mopey sons of bitches. Eh?
Yep.
Jesus
Yeah.
Christ.
Yeah.
This was supposed to be a lighthearted episode.
Nope. It was not. No.
No,
No, he
it hasn't been.
He ain't heavy.
Irregardless,
He's my brother.
well, I would like. What are we doing? I'm just like addressing the group as like a whole. I'm kind of flustered.
Well, we have to go back to the tavern, or not the tavern, the bar, to play with Edward's friends. But until then, We don't really have anything.
We could go do some. We could go look around, see what we can find.
Okay, sports fans. So you wander, I guess.
They mentioned football. I'm just curious about the.
Okay, great. So the football stadium is located on the southern portion of Lona, so you'd kind of have to wander all the way through Lona, and I'm gonna go in this direction. Yes, this would be good. So you guys get back to the main gate, and then you kind of transition back into the inner side of Lona. And Barry, you have, like, mentioning that Nate wants to go learn more about football. You kind of have two paths that you can take. The stadium is on the southwestern side of Lona, so you're going to have to go through it. You could go in a direction that would lead you past your dad's place, or you could go in a different direction.
You know what? He'd probably want to go in the direction where he'd at least get some kind of visual on his dad's place.
Super great. Let's fucking do it. All right. So, you purposefully drive people past your dad's house. And that... you know what? Let's get... still, it's smoke on the water is there as well. Can I get everybody to roll perception checks?
Yes.
Hell yeah.
Oh, fuck off! God damn it!
Nice. 8.
8!
Haha.
It was on a 19 and flipped over to the fucking 3. God damn it!
22.
What was it, 22 and 18?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. So Sirius and Nate, you both see a fairly elder high elf exiting a house that looks surprisingly like the blueprints that you had seen. Perched on his shoulder is a little budgie.
I looked at Sirius. Is that? No, that's not that. I look at Barry. Is Barry just staring at the house?
Barry is staring at the house and then looks down and locks eyes with Varys Illwinter. And now is the moment where we take a deep breath and I roll some bullshit.
Woo!
No, it's fine. Varys Illwinter looks at Barry and then is like, and then just turns to walk in the direction towards the docks of Lona. So you have an opportunity to stay behind the dad or take a look at the house.
I just look at Barry.
Barry, is that your dad?
What do you mean is that his dad? What are we talking about?
The guy
Barry
with
will
the
nod without saying a word.
Is that
What
the...
are
Oh
we
my
doing,
god,
Barry?
that's the house.
Yeah. Sorry, buddy.
No, I chose to bring us this way so I could at least look at the house, get a feel for what's around it.
Fair.
He just left.
Dude,
He just left. Should we look around the house?
we know it's trapped.
Without the key, we're not going to get in.
But around, you know, like...
Do you want to kill him now?
Dude, what? That's a little hasty, don't we think?
Yeah.
In broad daylight?
Yeah.
I didn't say it was a good idea.
Maybe let's tail him?
The more you guys discuss, the further away he's getting.
Let's tail him?
Edward,
and
decision now.
Barry, are we following him or are we just continuing on?
Edward!
We can try following him, but if we get caught...
Serious, you're fucking it all up today. You're just like, all the plants? Fuck it, I don't want any of it.
I am grimacing in real life.
I won't penalize you for that, but the next time somebody other than me says Barry, I'm rolling a perception check.
Fair.
Edward, what are we doing?
There's not much we can do with the house right now. I say we see where he's going. And all I can tell is he's heading towards the area of the docks, but I don't know where he's going.
let's
And
follow
so,
him.
this is when Smoke on the Water pipes up and goes, excuse me, gentlemen, if I may, I would like to stay behind and take a look at this house. I have a particular set of skills that may be rather helpful.
Just don't
I would
go in.
very much appreciate that, Smoke.
Okay, well,
If you
Please.
go in, you will be murdered
I won't
by a
won't
tower.
go in. I know exactly what's going on with the whole. I heard you guys talking about without the key, and that's fine. So I'll take a look outside. How's that? And she kind of like,
Wait, has she been following us since yesterday?
No, since today. When
Yeah,
she was
but we
following us
talked-
earlier.
We talked about the key yesterday.
no, you had mentioned there's no point in trying to get at it with the key.
Yeah, we
Oh.
literally just said that.
Okay.
Yeah, I just said that.
I'm sick. It's fine.
And so Smoke on the Water goes, if you'll excuse me, gentlemen, and she slinks away. All right.
Okay, so we're gonna follow the dad.
Yep.
All right.
Super stealthy, like, because we're 3 big boys and Barry.
I've got okay stealth.
Well-
I have disadvantage.
So do I.
Roll stealth, and let's see how it goes. We may switch to deception just based off of you're not like trying to crouch because that would be really obvious. You're just trying to be follow
blending in.
without necessarily being seen.
I have
Okay, so-
incredibly bad deception, so.
Cool. Disadvantage on my stealth check.
I rolled
Nice. 21.
12.
Natural 1.
9.
Okay.
Well,
So that's I mean he knows that there's people there, but you're also in a crowd, so it's not too bad. So he proceeds south and is kind of like moving his way through the crowds. Everyone seems to know who he is, and no one is interacting with him. And that little budgie is just sitting on his shoulder as he feeds pieces of sunflower seeds to it.
Can I see if there's anything significant about the budgie in terms of magic?
What would you like to use to do that?
Arcana?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
11.
It's a budgie.
Okay, cool.
Let me see. You don't have what it is that would be needed to figure it out, so
Okay.
no worries. I will allow someone else to take a shot at it if they feel so inclined. The DM.
I mean, I could take a shot at it. could-
Sure, go for it.
My Arcana is not great, but I think it's the highest Arcana of the group outside of Barry.
Probably.
Huzzah!
I'll give you a hint. Arcana skill check isn't going to figure it out.
Detect
Okay.
magic.
There
Can
we
I
go.
use it? Can I use? What, sorry, what you said?
I have detect magic. I'll detect magic.
That
Okay.
works far better.
So you close the spell, and that budgie is for sure magic. And
I look
because
at
you
Edward.
know what spell it is transmutation.
Oh shit.
Huh.
Oh shit. Oh shit. I lean over to Edward and go, "The bird is magic."
What do you mean? I thought it might be, but what do you mean it's magic?
It's some sort of transmutation spell.
I need both of you to roll deception checks as you're trying to whisper. You are in a crowd, so it's going to be okay, but
14.
19.
yeah, you're fine. Carry on.
It's some sort of transmutation spell. He's turned. Do I know that transmutation is turning one thing into another thing?
Yes, I mean, with the detect magic spell, you would use an action, so I just kind of gave it to you, but you would use an action to determine the school of magic, and if you have detect magic, I'm also just going to grant you a general knowledge that transmutation is changing one thing into another thing.
Okay. It's the bird is another thing. It's not really a bird. He changed it into something else. I would be super careful. He'd be like a dragon
Or a plank of wood.
or a plank of no.
He does have this. He does seem to have things for wood.
Phrasing.
He does
He is-
love wood.
He has wood for sheep.
He does get hard on for silver.
I've lost that game so many times.
All right, what are you doing? You're tracking Varus Illwinter through the crowd, and you're getting progressively closer to the fork in the road that will head towards the stadium, and he seems like he's not going towards it.
Can I see the stadium?
Yeah, and you can hear nothing because there's no game on right now.
But I pointed out, I'm like, guys, look, isn't that cool? Can we go towards that?
So it's basically a big bowl.
It's just like a massive gladiator pit.
Yeah, pretty much.
Edward, are we following him to where he's going? What are we doing?
They might help us. I don't know, but I know Nate wants to go check out the football, but there's no game on right now.
So fuck the football.
Fine, let's follow you, Dad. We'll find football when it's on.
Yeah. Whatever. I'm
Okay,
trying to,
great.
like, whisper.
So everybody make stealth checks.
I don't want to.
Please don't make me.
Oh, look,
13.
a natural 20. So 22.
I rolled 2 7s, so 9. Again.
Come on,
Okay.
guys.
Yeah, no, it's fine. You're fine.
We have disadvantage.
He's heading towards the shipworks.
Work.
Interesting.
And he makes it to the shipworks, and then there's a guard who's standing at like a special private entrance who kind of steps aside and opens it, and he steps in with his little budgie perched on his shoulder.
And I look at Edward and I'm like, he went to the shipworks.
That's all I wanted to know is where he was headed.
Barry, give me a history check.
Roger. 11.
The shipworks doubles as a loading and offloading point.
He might be picking up a shipment of something. Or at least overseeing it. That's like, this is a loading offloading place. Well, it could be any number of things. It could be
I
a
don't
shipment
know
of
a lot
wood,
about
it could be a shipment of arc.
Silver, that's what I got going on. And that he's trying to kill you. Those are the things that I know. Okay, well, we're
At
not
this
getting
point,
there.
we have information. We know he picked something. He went to the shipworks today.
Oh, we should probably go make sure the smoke isn't dead.
That's an idea.
But
Yeah,
what
so it's-
about the stadium? The football?
We'll go there after. We'll go double back, pick up
Fun
smoke, then we can go look at the football, okay?
We gotta
Okay.
work before we play.
Sorry.
Okay, so
I thought
Why are we still whispering?
you turn around and head up towards Varus Illwinter's home, where you kind of like look around to see if you can see smoke. Can I get all of you to roll perception checks, please?
Yes.
Woo.
Finally! Hot damn! 23.
12.
16.
natural 20 for a 26.
You both pick out smoke on the water is on the second story, just kind of like crawling around the outside, but the alleyway in between Varus Illwinter's home and the buildings on the other side of it is fairly shaded, and she seems to be blending in with the shadows that kind of naturally presented as there's a fairly large overhang on both sides of the building, and she's peering into some of the windows just to see what's going on the inside. She kind of drops down and then brushes herself off and then quickly exits the alley, sees you guys, and then crosses over. And goes, well, I hope your adventure was as informative as mine.
We learned literally nothing. What did you learn?
Well, we learned that he went to the ship works.
He picked up she's getting a shipment of something.
Sure.
We're assuming he's getting a shipment of something.
And you also know that the budgie is not a budgie.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
We learned lots.
Sorry,
Come
I'm
on
assumed.
now.
I'm so used to us learning nothing that like.
We got a decent amount of info.
So she, Smoke on the Water, goes, perhaps it's best to discuss this somewhere a little bit more private. And at that, you also see a fairly familiar hooded, leather-clad dwarf who kind of peeks out of one of the shadows and goes, psst. and like motions you guys over.
We move.
Is it Morgren?
Yeah, it's definitely Morgren.
Okay.
Yeah, okay, we move over.
I see you followed our man of the hour.
Yes.
That budgie is not a budgie.
Yes, we had some suspicions. He's fired most of the guards and instead is carrying around that insufferable bird. Shits on everything.
When he feeds it that many sunflower seeds, no wonder.
Maybe it's a tactic. Shit on things just to
Maybe
annoy
it's
them.
really hard to feed a dragon only with sunflower seeds. Needs a lot.
But he could use shit scrying methods.
Boo.
Wait, sorry. No.
Boo that reference.
Oh, Sam.
Alright.
We did know he went to... We followed him down to the shipworks. He went into a private entrance and we couldn't follow him past there.
Yeah, I suppose that makes sense. That's kind of the key in and out. Lona, especially if you're going to do something in large quantities. He may be taking over possession of a store of Ark, which may not spell good things for our boy Barry. It's a good time to, I think, take this conversation a little bit more private. I've discovered
I agree.
some key pieces of information that will assist us in the future.
Excellent.
And now, like, the disguises and stuff are all off except for Barry, but no one's trying to hide anymore as they go. Perhaps it's time to return to the Howling Satyr and see what it is everyone else has gotten up to. It is getting around supper time, so perhaps you could have a meal on us and we could figure out what exactly it is we're about to go do.
I think that's a great idea.
I like food.
So you proceed into the Howling Satyr, and you are immediately welcomed with, like, elation as everyone just shouts random names, trying to guess what any of your names are. And they are all incorrect. So... people call out because if they're trying to pull the cheers and be like Norm, and it's just like Franklin, Jeremy, Rosalie, like there's no one gets anywhere close to what any of their names are. And
Is this a common occurrence for the Howling Satyr?
yes, this is
Excellent.
it's like in every day around supper time. It's just a standard practice. So the Howling Satyr is in full tilt. The band is already playing, and they motion Morgarin over, and they also motion towards Edward. And the Christrid quiets the house down and goes, Okay. We have now the distinct pleasure of a man who sailed the seas, escaped death, and stolen a heart or two. It's my absolute pleasure to welcome Edward, the virginity stealer, to the stage. Come up here, boy. And, like, there's a whole bunch of applause as...
Literally look at Edward as he walks away like, what the fuck?
as there's a whole bunch of cheering and adulation, and people are clinking their glasses, and they want Edward on the stage, and there's a slow chant like Edward, 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 Edward.
So Ed will definitely climb up and haul out his violin.
And there's, as soon as he pulls out the violin, there's like a hey! And then Christred goes, I bet you know this one. And 5, 6, 7, 8. And it's a fairly fast, like, jazz tune. And everybody seems to be playing along really well. Barry, give me a performance check.
What is my... 19.
Okay, great. You end up carrying these guys. They underperform a little bit, but your violin plays just a cut above. While Barry is in the middle of playing, what would everybody else like to do?
Oh, I have a thing. I have such a thing.
I'm just gonna get drinks.
I was
Yeah,
gonna say,
I
look
literally
at
just
that.
walk with
Drink?
Zan.
Drink?
I walk
Cool.
over to the bar, and I just look at the bartender and kind of like try and speak up over what's happening. And I'm like, what's the strongest thing that you have?
Well, it wouldn't be the Howling Satyr without a swift kick in the loot.
Whatever. A double shot of the strongest stuff you got.
Okay, great. So he like his eyes kind of go wide. It's like, okay, and he starts to put together this. It's a coconut that has a big flower in it, and as you count the ounces of liquor that goes into it, you lose count at about 10.
And I look at Zan and I'm like, pay the man. And I grab it from him and I start to chug it.
It's your drink. Pay him yourself.
Okay.
And you ordered 2 of them.
You have your own money.
Sirius, I need you to roll a Constitution saving throw.
Okay. I'm currently chugging it.
Yes, I know.
That is not good. Well, it is good, actually. Holy shit. Oh my god. Okay. Saving throw?
Yeah.
26 or 23, sorry.
Oh,
Jeez, Murphy.
You barely even blink as you finish it and you slam it down, and the bartender is astonished. He goes,
Again.
I can't.
I slam my hand on the table.
I feel like I haven't done it right. I have to do it for free now. And he makes another one, and he's doubling the amount of alcohol that goes into this thing. It is 100% just a bunch of alcohol with like an orange slice.
I'll take 2 of what he just got.
I take it from him and I chug the thing again.
Okay, you roll a Constitution saving throw, and Zan, you are handed 2 of the swift kick in the loot.
Chug.
Okay.
I'm not being outdone by him.
I'll look at the bartender.
What is happening? I'm trying to get drunk. I just got a natural 20.
Okay.
I only got a 24.
I have 26.
I need the second result there, Zan, as well, because you're doing 2.
23. Great.
So the 2 of them are just now downing ungodly amounts of alcohol, and it doesn't seem to be affecting them. No one else really seems to notice this as they continue to hammer these things.
I look at the bartender and I'm like,
Is this even made of alcohol?
Yeah, literally like looking at it like, what the fuck is going on?
Oh, okay. All right. I'm tired of you. Let's do this properly. And he reaches underneath the table and like is fishing through a couple of things, and he pulls out a bottle of alcohol and he puts it on the table and he goes, I'll be honest, I use this to clean up rather sticky messes. But if you're really looking for it,
clean me the fuck up.
Okay. And he pours you both a shot and gives it to you.
Okay, I'll chug it.
Great.
Bah.
I need both of you to roll Constitution saving throws.
Nate's just watching this all and laughing.
Okay, natural 1.
You too?
And that is 7.
Same.
So you both rolled a natural 1.
I'm not joking.
I have
Okay.
a 1.
It is a 1.
Great.
Right now.
So you both hammer the liquid. You look at each other, and then you both lose consciousness at the same time, falling forward, bonking your heads together, and sliding sideways off of each other before landing in a head-to-feet combination. Except for Sirius, you're like about a half a foot shorter than Zan, so Zan kind of extends past you. You are both now unconscious. You both take 7 points of bludgeoning damage as you hammer straight home into each other,
Nice.
and you're done for the rest of the night. You're straight done. You're just unconscious.
Boom.
I achieved what I wanted. I can't believe we both rolled natural.
That was impressive.
So Nate, it's just you looking over the like slow breathing of your
Did
two
we just give ourselves alcohol poisoning?
two very buff boys.
I basically I'll look over at the bartender, and I'll just be like, can I just have a whiskey? And then I'll just kind of like lean over and just like check their pulses, make sure they're actually alive.
Okay, give me medicine checks for the both of them.
Okay. That's a 17 plus 4, so that's 21, and a 5 on the other one.
Okay, so one is clearly alive. The other one, you're having a hard time finding a pulse.
Ah, damn it, Zanarok, your skin is so thick. He's fine. He's probably fine.
Don't
So-
forget, I carry all the stuff that people steal here.
I'll take my whiskey and I'll look over the bartender. I'll be like, if I just kind of drag them over to that corner, is it okay if they just stay there and kind of sleep this off right now, and we'll take them when we leave?
The bartender looks at him and goes, whether they know it or not, they're the winners of the drinking competition. No one's ever taken one, let alone two, of the swift kick in the loot. So that's fine. They
Do me a favor. Don't ever tell them that. Let them think they lost.
okay. Well, secret's
You
safe
ass.
with me.
Oh,
Thank you.
oh,
Did you have to make athletics checks to drag us over to the corner?
I'm pretty heavy.
Yeah, me too.
I'm actually just gonna leave you guys there for a couple
That's
of minutes.
reasonable.
You're just gonna go Betty buys on the stone.
Hmm.
So with that, let's just say the night continues as expected. Nate standing purposefully over the two sleeping boys, while Barry, you play with your friends for the first time in a very long time. We have a little bit left to do. However, I am going to ask that. I am going to ask that Nate, Sirius, and Xanaruk take their headphones off.
Okay.
Before I take my headphones off, if I could, I would basically during my time I'd be paying attention to the two unconscious guys, but I'd also be paying very close attention to see if anybody's paying Edward any particular, like seeing anything untoward towards him.
Yeah, okay.
Is that just like a perception check or?
No, I'm happy for you to do that, and we will resolve that when we
Okay.
come back.
Okay, cool.
Cool.
Bye.
Bye.
Well, wow, that was 3 separate disconnects. That was awesome.
It's like super quick.
Yeah. Okay. So, Barry, you are playing. You are playing your heart out. And you can clearly see the two very large gentlemen who have fallen face first on the side of the bar, with Nate standing over them, being very protective. And in a moment, between songs, would Barry need to get air? Would he go to the washroom? When
yeah.
would Barry end up being alone?
Probably taking a leak between sets of music.
Yeah, okay. So you adjourn to the John. It's a single kind of room. There are many Johns, but it's all unisexual, and you have a moment to be with yourself, and you do your business, clean up after yourself in the little wash basin that's there, and you look up into the mirror to check to see how your disguise is doing, only you don't see your face. You see the pirate's face. As you turn away from the mirror, he is standing behind you, leaning up against the wall. And he begins to say, very impressed with that particular violin of yours. It's quite good. I'm so glad that we could finally talk without distractions.
And what do you have to talk about?
Well, I think maybe it's time that we actually hammered out the terms of our contract.
I've signed no contract.
Oh, one need not sign it. I'm not really concerned with trivialities such as skin-on-skin contact, please. I'm not even real. Come on now.
Let me be more specific. I haven't agreed to anything yet.
Oh, I know. But I'm very sure in the very near future you will have to consider my options is the best way I could possibly describe it. Such a shame. You saw your dad today. You kept your head. I seriously anticipated you would go directly for him. An inquisitive little bird, that thing.
It is. I'm not surprised he's used some kind of magic to keep something on his person.
I will give you a free shot if you can guess as to what it is.
What it is he's changed into a bird.
Yes, of course. You know Daddy best. The apple doesn't fall far from the tree, you know.
He would have me think otherwise.
Well, we're not much for other people's opinions now, are we?
I don't know where to begin thinking what he might change into a bird, but I can only assume it's dangerous.
I will give you a hint. It's rather large, has many teeth, and tiny little hands.
Tiny little hands.
Yes. No guesses? Truly a shame. Now, when you encounter that pesky little bird and you finally see that which is waiting for you, just remember, I will always be here inside waiting for you to ask for my help, and I've been nothing but a gentleman.
And who exactly are you?
Oh, please, like we really need to use formal titles. You came by Edward today, so I think I will use that moniker myself. Call me Eddie.
A name always helps me file things away, at least.
It's true. I'll be sitting right next to your prefrontal cortex riding shotgun on your eyeballs. Very interesting things, by the way. You keep a lot of things locked away in that tiny little memory box of yours. It's a shame you lock it all up like some mean old man. You really must deal with all this repressed anger you've been holding.
It's never brought me anything good. Why would I start now?
Oh, please, it hasn't brought you anything good. It brought you me. It brought you to my wonderful home. And now I get to follow you along. Are you telling me I'm not an enjoyable man to have around?
I'm not ready to say anything yet at this point.
That's fair.
Perhaps I'm just being cautious.
I think you're being a worrywart and a spoil sport.
Well, be that as it may, you've seen the streets I grew up on.
How true.
The cautious one is the one who stays alive.
Well, in that instance, if you ever need assistance in staying alive, I will be there.
At my beck and call.
Of course. We are friends, after all.
Well, as much as I've enjoyed this conversation, I have to return to the main room.
Okay. And he actually follows you out. And now we're going to introduce a new mechanic. You see Eddie all the time. And he doesn't necessarily say anything, but he's in the room pretty much everywhere you go. And anytime the DM, me, I describe something that is of a particular color, that is, I'm actually describing where Eddie is. I would like you to pick that color.
Purple.
Okay. Purple is the color for Eddie. So.
Oh, wait, no, so my spell effects are purple.
That's fine.
Okay.
Like, when you say your spell effect is this, and then I pick up that color from then on, that's fine. But if I, without prompting from you, say, the purple cloth or whatever, like that's a specific nod to you that Eddie is in the room probably interacting with whatever that thing is.
Okay.
Coolio.
Yep.
All right, I'm going to bring everybody back.
Sounds good.
Well, Zan and Sirreus are face down.
I have emotional issues.
In more ways than one.
I have other issues.
Drinking problems. So Nate is standing over the two boys. Nate, roll your perception check.
25.
Yeah, there's two pretty nice young ladies, and a nice man and a woman. The young ladies are adorned in like purple dresses, I guess. But they're kind of like the dress shirts, you know what I mean? Where like it's an entire t-shirt fabric, but then it kind of comes down into like an above the knee kind of elastic dress thing. It's clearly like a going out thing, and they're making eyes at Barry while he changes. He just comes out of the washroom and gets ready for the next set. And then the man and the woman, they're wearing fairly nice, like white and brown kind of Han Solo fall colors, cotton shirts, as they take in the sights. And they're paying very particular attention to your dear friend Edward, but nothing sinister, more like we wish to bang him.
Gotcha. So basically, both sets of people are just very much
they want a threesome. They want Barry to be the threesome.
Yes, they are
The
I fucking
meat
Barry.
in the sandwich.
Yes.
Oh, god damn it, Barry, you lucky
Like
bastard.
I take that in, and like there's a like it takes me a second because like Nate's not particularly well versed in all of that, so he's kind of just like looking at it, and it takes him a solid minute. He's like, oh, that's what they want.
Mm-hmm. And then the night progresses. There's really no issues.
I
They
threw
close-
up on myself a little bit.
Yeah, they close up the shop. And then the four dwarves are there again and go, okay, well, it's probably time to talk about what it is we've gathered. It's a shame that your two friends have decided to drink themselves under the table. But that's fine. I think we could probably muddle together on our own.
And you wouldn't believe it. They got taken down by 2 drinks each.
Oh, lightweights. The lot of
I
them.
know, just the worst.
What did they
Drinks and one
drink?
paint thinner.
Oh.
I'm still just sipping my whiskey.
What did they order?
I mean, I think they just ordered the strongest thing they had. They had 2 of them. I'll give them that.
Oh,
And
I take
We
it.
had 3 technically, but whatever.
Yeah, one of them was paint thinner.
They ordered a swift kick in the loot.
Oh,
That'll do it.
I.
Now, on to business. Without actually being afforded any money, I have located a link in with the apprentice. Luckily enough, there is a football game between the Lona Ember Hearts and I believe it's the Silver Stars. Long may they rot in the ground.
I'm
managed-
sorry, just 'cause I'm not very well versed in this. The Silver Stars are from
Savine.
yeah, screw Savine.
Yeah, that's a boy. You'll fit in nicely. Now you'll probably have to sit in the stands, and we've managed to secure tickets in the vicinity of the apprentice. She will likely hold a key that will help you get in, and then I think the rest is kind of yours. I don't. Did you manage to sell your arc? Is there a way to potentially funnel some platinum or gold into this enterprise?
Aye, we did.
Yes.
Oh, good.
We managed to sell it for a pretty good price too.
Oh, glad to hear that. Is there anything
Is-
in particular that you would like to know that I could hunt down in the coming days? Because you probably have a day or two before we'll actually end up going in.
Did you make direct contact with the apprentice?
Me? No.
Okay.
I called in a bit of a favor with a broker that I know in order to learn a name at the very least. And I will provide that to you later. And this is where the DM comes in and goes, I actually don't know the name of the gnome yet, and I'll get that.
More to the point, is this a willing transfer of the key, or is it something that must be acquired in another fashion?
Oh no, she's quite willing actually. Some sort of minor issue has come up between them, and she's rather spiteful, so she's taken it.
So this won't necessarily require me to lift it off her person.
Oh no. I think she'll probably go in with you.
Perfect.
Sirius wishes he didn't pass out because he has all kinds of things to say, but he's just gonna sleep.
Yep.
Yep.
Are there any major questions from the two of you?
Is there we want to make this as easy on you as possible, and we don't want you leaning into your own funds. Is there an amount of gold or platinum that would make your life at this point simpler for us just to hand over and give you as a fund?
The four dwarves kind of look at each other and they look back at Barry, and the female dwarf just kind of shrugs, and then Morgarin pipes up and goes, I'll be honest, 100 gold pieces will go a long way in putting all this stuff together, but I haven't actually expended anything of my own, and I mean, the gig here is it's pretty good. We make enough money to keep us surviving, and we dole out some here and there to some of the wee little whippersnappers who come up the same way we did.
No, I cannot stand for that again. I'm willing to sacrifice whatever portion of this that we brought in of mine to fund this.
I agree with I agree with Barry on this. With
Sirius from the stupor goes, "Brr, brr, shut the fuck up! Shut the fuck up!"
Sirius has no mention in this.
Yeah,
I
that's
know.
fine. So, Barry and Nate, you are promising your shares of whatever gold comes out of this in order to.
Well, my plan was to reach in and pull out 10 platinum from the bag of holding.
Oh, okay.
yeah,
I see what you're saying.
I was
Right
gonna give
now.
him like either 100 gold, 200 gold, like something, just to be like, here, like we don't want you just risking your lives for nothing.
Okay. So, I mean, they take the money and they go, I see you've sold the Ark and are set in your way. Then, best of luck to you.
How much did you guys give?
10 platinum.
Yeah, 10 platinum.
Okay.
And unless there's anything else, I think that's probably a good spot just to kind of call it there.
Well, is Smoke with us?
No.
Okay. So then Barry will say, Morgan, we had a member of our crew look around the house.
Oh,
she-
yeah,
she
that's
managed
right.
to get her
Sorry,
eyes
no.
in.
She would be there because she was waiting to pass off a whole bunch of information. So Smoke would be there.
Okay. Okay, perfect. Now, how much can we put our reliance on what was seen is actually inside the house?
What do you
Yes.
mean?
Looking through the windows, do you actually see what's there, or is there some kind of enchantment that shows you something other than what's inside the house?
Oh, everything I've been told is what you see is what you get.
It's
which
just
is,
without the key, you go through the door into the tower instead of the house.
yeah,
Hey,
and the front door is pretty much the only way in and out, and the back door is unfortunately trapped the same.
so the key is absolutely necessary to get in, but we can at least somewhat rely on what we saw through the windows.
Yes, and as Smoke on the Water begins to regale you with like the overall layout of the house, Barry, you begin to realize that he has totally changed the entire layout. The walls remain the same, but what is in each room is different. The kitchen is now located up on the second floor where it used to be on the first floor. All the furniture has been changed around. All the traps that you knew of conceivably probably reset. As she begins talking about some of the stuff that she saw, can I get you to roll an Arcana check?
Yes. Ha! Hot diggity, 19.
There are a combination of magic traps and regular traps located throughout the house. So there are, pieces of furniture, suits of armor, all over the place, and some of it's real. You got stomped by a table last time. There's like rugs all over the place. There's chests that are probably not chests. But she also describes a series of glyphs that are essentially on every floor, random corners, specifically set up so that way they're hidden. And you recognize that as magic holders, essentially. You trigger the glyph, and it just it gives out a spell. And that spell could be fucking anything that he's able to cast.
Which there's a lot of
Excellent.
painful things.
Yep.
Okay. Well,
It is an
let's,
entirely new playing field. Nothing is the same as when I went in last time.
The walls are the same.
Except for the orientation of the walls, everything has moved.
Okay.
So unfortunately, I can't rely on anything I learned last time I was in there.
Well,
Well,
that's
I mean,
not necessarily true, because you do know that the furniture comes to life, and you do know that there's an assload of traps. It's not like there's this trap in this place. It's more like you know what
Buttload
to
of
look
traps.
for. Yeah.
I mean, you also know some of the spells that he can cast. Okay.
If it's in a glyph like that, it is likely either going to stop us from moving or try and hurt us.
Well, first step then. Don't hit the traps. Okay. I think we can do that.
Is there
And I-
any
I-
way, or is there any item that we can purchase while we're here before we go in that can help us get around magical traps?
Why don't you roll Arcana, Mr. Man?
Balls! Natural one.
The answer is yes, and it doesn't get any narrower than that.
Fair enough.
Barry, just to confirm, when we break in, we're breaking in with the intent of killing your father, correct?
Right now, I just need to know that he'll be stopped. Through any means necessary. Up to and including his death. I have no problem with that.
Up to and including what's past death. Okay.
Well, if we can get him to stop what he's doing, get him arrested if it's something illegal or something that's dangerous. As long as that man is stopped.
Would it be to our benefit to potentially enlist the help of another house?
Growing up here, we learned that you can trust the duchy about as far as you can throw it, in its entirety.
Sure, but I mean, power begates power. If we can basically promise them that they can take over the void that'll be filled, that your father is going to leave, sure, they'd probably want to help. Because let's be honest, if we kill him or if he gets arrested, there's going to be a void.
And it'll get filled. At no risk to
Why
the other
not?
duchy.
Why not tell somebody up front that there's going to be a void, and then they can help us out, then they can guarantee that they fill it? It's just kind of a thought if we want potential extra aid.
Aye, it's a possibility, but they're just as likely to turn around and sell us out to Ilwinter.
Fair enough. I guess it kind of just depends on whether or not the 5,000 gold offered by your head is more than they stand to gain.
If they ever know that I'm involved. They don't have to know that it's a part of it.
So I mean,
Let's
Just-
just say if a group of people, unrelated to me, were to come to a duchy and say they want to overthrow another one, it's just as profitable for them to tell this person that they're about to be overthrown and hand these people to him. Then they owe him a favor.
okay. I thought I'd at least broach the question because
It's a
The style of
potential
politics
road we
that-
can go down, but there are risks and benefits associated with that.
of course, I mean the style of politics is just so brand new to me.
Okay, well, I think that's probably a good spot to call it, considering it is fairly late and we've been at it for a while. So we will close out this episode with a general unease as to what's going to happen next. So tune in next time.